Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Black Hills Energy Stadium on this Tuesday evening, July 5th, as we are getting ready for an incredible matchup, a very important matchup at that, during this series between your hometown Spearfish Sasquatch and the visiting Canyon County Spuds. This is game 2 of 3, and after a very impressive win last night, we are looking to keep our foot on the pedal, not going anywhere, hoping to put that momentum into tonight's matchup. We have plenty to talk about from last night's game, but we will do that as this game is beginning in just a few minutes. It is 6:27 p.m. and we are just a few minutes from the 6:35 first pitch tonight. I am Win Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch. So happy to be here with you on the call today, as I am every day, as we are beginning the lineups for tonight's game. We're going to go ahead and introduce the visiting Canyon County Spuds, leading off like last night. Number 9 left fielder Tyler Castelli. Batting second, number 13, the right fielder Lucas Danielwitz. Batting third, number 34, the first baseman Tyler Stone. Hitting fourth, number 10, the third baseman Peyton Flynn. Batting fifth, number 7, catching Jeremy Keller. Batting sixth, number 4, the second baseman Mason Levitt. Hitting seventh, number 3, the center fielder Chase Burke. Batting eighth, number 26, the designated hitter Joshua Quinn. And finishing the order tonight for Canyon County, number 5, the shortstop Dawson Barricani. And as the Squatch are coming out now, getting introduced, we're going to go ahead and introduce them in just a few minutes. But it appears that we might be just a few minutes behind here, as the PA guy next to us in the booth has already read through the names for the starting lineup. And as we are getting ready for the national anthem in just a few moments, we are going to bring out the Sasquatch lineup and tell you all about them right after the national anthem, which begins right now. But for now, you're watching Squatch Baseball here in Game 2. So glad you were here with us. We'll be right back.
It's going gold for Grayson Day. There he is, everybody.
And we are just now finishing up the national anthem a few minutes ago, and we just threw a ceremonial first pitch to our special guest this Tuesday evening, and that is our friend Grayson Chapeau, who just threw the first pitch off the mound, as this is going gold for Grayson night. As this is a very special night for everyone here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. We hope that you are joining us live. We have plenty to talk about Grayson's story. As you probably noticed, the Sasquatch are not usually wearing their usual jerseys, whether it be their white, black, or blue jerseys. In fact, they are going black and gold tonight in honor of Grayson. As I will go into deeper depth, but this is a special night for Grayson and his family. As in 2014, when Grayson was very young, they discovered that there was a mass on his brain. Just shortly before a flight to a children's hospital in Minnesota, and later on, they received biopsy results saying that he was dealing with an inoperable cancerous brain tumor called astrocytoma. And ever since then, Grayson has been fighting very valiantly through this fight. You know, it is never something that anyone wants to hear, as he has been dealing with this for a while now, but he has been a warrior through it all, and we are so glad to see him tonight, as these jerseys are donated to him and in honor of him during this time. And so glad to have him on the mound and in the crowd tonight, as he was pumping everybody up, as everyone was excited to see him throw his first pitch. So excited to be able to talk to Grayson later. It's going to be a great time, as we are getting ready for Game 2 against the Spuds. And with the limited time jerseys in honor of tonight, we will be auctioning off those in a tent next to the concession stand. So if you are in the Spearfish area, want one of these really cool Sasquatch uniforms, they will be auctioned off after the game, and all proceeds go towards Grayson and his family. An absolutely great cause, and we're very excited to see the results of that later on. As Ethan Stady, who just took the mound, is in his first pitch now against Tyler Castelli. As we are moving right along, apologies, as we were a bit late to get on this broadcast today, and I have yet to even introduce the Sasquatch starting lineups, as I will probably be able to do that at the bottom of the first. I feel like that would be the most appropriate time to do so. But right at 6:35, we are in a 1-2 count. Stady's pitch, and Castelli did not go around, the first base ump says. So now runs a count even at 2. As we mentioned earlier, I am Wynn Andrews, the voice of the Squatch, and we thank you for joining us tonight on a bit of a cloudy Tuesday afternoon. And that one was way inside, looked to be off the bat of Castelli. It is now a full count. From the booth, it looked like it hit him, but it looks like it probably just hit off the edge of the bat like we thought. The 2-2. Bit outside, Davis Carr catching behind the plate tonight for the Sasquatch, as Ethan Stady is looking to get off to a hot start against this Spuds lineup. This will be his third start of the year, as that one is going to be grounded softly over to Ryan Bachman. And the glove throw to Damon Gaither for out number 1. So a full count for the first batter, Castelli, but luckily 1 up, 1 down. As this brings up Lucas Danielowitz. The Spuds have not really adjusted their lineup outside of a couple of hitters, as we have the exact same 1, 2, 3 guys for Canyon County. Castelli batting first, Danielowitz at the plate right now, and Tyler Stone on deck. As that one is taken outside for ball 1. And now ball 2. A 2-0 count now to Danielowitz, who is having himself quite the season. Batting .327, usually manning right field for the Spuds. And there we go. Taken in for strike one. So the Spuds once again wearing their retro jerseys. Seems to be their default away. There's a big swing and a miss there from Lucas for strike two. I said it yesterday, it really reminds me of the vintage Arizona Diamondback jerseys, the ones that Randy Johnson used to wear during his time. A lot of colors going on. And that one is fouled back. As we got some fireworks going off still today. Man, we have had an ongoing motion of fireworks for about the past 3 days. Danielle lifts that one. Down first base, foul into the Squatch bullpen. So the count will remain even at 2. So Lucas attends Mesa Community College. As we do have background information on the Spuds hitters, we were really wanting some of that yesterday, and luckily we received some help, as I'll be able to tell you all about these guys as they made their 14-hour road trip to Spearfish just a couple of nights ago. The payoff pitch from Stady, and that one is going to be lifted high, way high, into shallow left, and that is going to be Gage Crott cutting it off for out number 2. That one barely got past Johnny McHenry, a little past the infield, as he was standing there at short. And Gage able to motion it off. As we do have a different outfield look once again tonight. Carson Green is at center, Gage Crott in left, and Griffin Sheeran in right. First time we've seen him there in a while. The past couple of weeks we've seen Griff usually either on the mound or at third base. But a great right field arm. He has a cannon, as we've mentioned multiple times. I'm sure we'll see it at some point tonight. As Tyler Stone stepping in. He's quickly ahead 2-0. Stone by far seems to be the most consistent hitter on this Spuds team. Leads the Spuds in RBIs on this season so far, and is a very big power bat. 2 balls, no strikes. And that one floats a bit high for ball 3. So Stone, who has played at Gonzaga, is entering the transfer portal. Pretty impressive feat there, as he takes ball 4 for a 2-out walk. So Stone takes his base after the first 2 were retired. That's going to bring up Peyton Flynn, who is the third baseman tonight, and the beer batter, which funny enough, he was in the exact same spot in game 1 last night. So having to be the beer batter twice in a row, that's a lot of pressure. So hopefully Flynn succumbs to it. Everyone can get $1 off their beer. Struck out a couple of times last night. It was a good night for the Squatch home crowd. Celebrating Independence Day, we had a huge crowd, as we had plenty of fireworks around the park. They weren't ours, but it was still great. The 1-0 from Stady, and that finds the strike zone. Strike 1. Stone batting .339 through 30 games played. And the 1-1 to Flynn. Flynn is batting .257, and is behind 1-2. We'll see what Ethan throws here. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Outside edge of the plate. And Flynn tries to take a big hack at that one, but no can do. Swing and a miss, 4 strike, 3 and out, number 3 to win the top of the first. And that is going to be $1 off everyone's beer. It is a busy night here at the park on Going Gold for Grayson night. A really great mission and an awesome night to be here in Spearfish. So in just a few minutes, the Squatch are going to take the field on offense. And we're back in just a few moments, headed to the home bottom of the...
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
And welcome back here in the bottom of the first as Ethan Stady gets through a scoreless top of the inning. And we head now to the bottom as the Sasquatch are ready to get things going at the plate. They have been incredible so far, especially in the past 2 homestands, looking to continue that momentum tonight. And as I failed to do so a few minutes ago, we're going to go ahead and get through the 1 through 9 hitters for the Squatch in game 2. So without any further ado, leading off for Spearfish tonight is number 12, third baseman, Gabe Springer. Hitting second, number 24, the second baseman, Ryan Bachman. Batting third, number 27, the shortstop, Johnny McHenry. Batting cleanup, number 2, the center fielder, Carson Green. Hitting fifth, number 34, the first baseman, Damon Gaither. Batting sixth, number 40, the right fielder, Griffin Sheeran. Batting seventh, number 8, the designated hitter, Cam Hoyland. He was just on the mound last night. And hitting eighth, number 18, and catching behind the plate, we've already seen him, Davis Carr. And rounding out the order tonight for your Spearfish Sasquatch, number 11, the left fielder, Gage Crott. So a tough 1 through 9 regardless of who we put up there every night. And another example of that today, as we've been seeing Gabe really battling it out in the bottom half of the lineup the past few nights. And he steps in leading off tonight with potentially the hottest bat out of anyone on this team, as we will see how he fares against the starting pitcher for the Spuds. It is going to be a great matchup. Number 14, Lucas Jansen. Fires that fastball inside for ball 1, as his night is officially underway. We talked last night about how the Spuds have had a really good start to their year. They've struggled a bit as of late, but a huge part of their success can be attributed to their starting pitching on the mound. Their offense is solid, but their pitching is what really shows how they've been succeeding so far this season. And Lucas Jansen is a prime example of that. He is just one of the starters for Canyon County. This will be his 5th start tonight, and he has a 2.79 earned run average through his first 4 starts. Very impressive, as he is quickly behind 3 balls, no strikes to Springer. A very patient player at the plate. The pitch way inside, not even close. So a 4-pitch walk to Gabe starts us off here tonight. In Jansen's last start, he went 4 1/3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 6 hits and striking out 4. That was against the Big Sticks. And he is taking the mound tonight, having to face the Squatch, who have yet to show any signs of stopping offensively, as he now has to face Ryan Bachman. With Springer on first, nobody out again inside. Jansen is really determined to get that inside fastball early. And 1 ball, no strike. And that one is going to hit Ryan as he is down and hops it off and heads to first base. So 6 pitches in a row. Looks like that is just the fastball over and over again And Jansen does not have that command early. Evident with runners on first and second. A 4-pitch walk to Springer and a hit by pitch for Bachman is going to bring up Johnny McHenry, who had a rest day yesterday in game 1. A much needed one after he had been starting the last few series at shortstop. So took a night off and back at it tonight. So we will see what Jansen tries to throw to McHenry. Will it be outside? The pitch. Nope, it is inside, and he hits McHenry again. He's just going to take it as he walks to first. No surprise, 2 hit batsmen in a row. Man, so not the way we want to load the bases, as McHenry is still walking it off. It cannot feel good. That one seemed to be plunked. Seemed to plunk McHenry in the thigh area. So looks like the ump is motioning over to McHenry, making sure that he is okay. Going to give him plenty of time to get back on his feet. And McHenry gives the thumbs up. He is okay after 2 Squatch hitters. Bachman and McHenry both hit hard with the fastballs early. And we will see, there we go. It was not a strike, but it was not way inside for ball 1. Carson Green steps in. He's batting cleanup tonight, and he has prime time scoring opportunity early. Bottom of the first, nobody out. He takes that one for strike 1. So 9 pitches for Jansen, and his first strike just then. And that's inside for strike 2. Finds the plate. We see how Jansen has really good strikeout numbers throughout his season so far. He throws it hard, but he has been inconsistent so far here in the bottom of the first inning. Damon Gaither on deck. The Squatch have been scoring early. Past few games they have made sure to score in the first, second, and third innings, including 6 runs through 4 last night, knocking out the starting pitcher for the Spuds, Nico Martinez. He did not come out for the 5th inning after allowing 10 hits and 6 runs. So we'll see what the Spearfish offense does here with bases loaded, nobody out, the 2-2. Green fouls it back again. Jansen seems to be a bit uncomfortable on the mound right now. Not sure if it's after the last 2 batters who were hit, but the 2-2 inside again. It is a full count. And it really hasn't been any other pitch outside of the fastball inside. So now the full count, bases loaded, and a swing and a miss. As Carson Green is down on strikes for out number 1. As he is unable to put it in play, Damon Gaither now with 1 out, and bases still juiced. Wanting to step in. And we got to see plenty of Damon's offensive capabilities last night. As he hit a 2-run rocket over right field to add on very much needed insurance runs for the Squatch to make it an 8-3 ball game and put it out of play for the Spuds late. As he is quickly in an 0-1 count. Jansen not wasting any time. Gaither is going to pop that one up, and that is going to be right on the infield for out number 2. So after getting in a really big jam, bases loaded, nobody out, Lucas Jansen is an out away with Sheeran up. escaping unscathed. So we'll see what Griff can do. 17 pitches through 2/3 of an inning. And Griffin is going to send that one out towards left field. The left fielder racing in on it in time to make the catch for out number 3. So Lucas Jansen, not sure what was going on for the first 3 batters he faced, but loaded the bases and unable to retire the next 3 straight. To get out of it, it is still tied 0-0, headed to the top of the 2nd. We'll see what Stady has in store on the mound for another inning of work.
We're all going somewhere. Going higher, faster, farther. Going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
And already here in the top of the 2nd inning, I'm Win Andrews, voice of the Squatch, on this Tuesday afternoon in Game 2 between the Spuds and the Sasquatch. Our friends from Caldwell, Idaho, are here for another night of baseball. As that one is hit down right field line, foul again into the bullpen for the Sasquatch. And Ethan Stade now in a 1-1 count with Jeremy Keller, who is the catcher tonight. And Stady, to say the least, throughout his first 3 starts, has been exceptional, as that one is hit directly to Griffin Sheeran, backs up a step or 2, and comes in on it for out number 1. And that is going to bring up Mason Levitt, the 2nd baseman. He is batting 6th. But back to Stady. We weren't able to mention him a lot a few minutes ago. Number 15 on the mound tonight for Spearfish from New Ulm, New Mexico. Plays at Minnesota State Mankato. And this is his 3rd start on the mound. And through those 2 starts, he has been incredible. A 2-0 record, winning both of those 2 starts with a 1.38 ERA. So we're talking about Lucas Jansen, who's had a really good season so far for the Spuds, and Ethan Stady on the other end of that lineup card, pitching for the Squatch tonight. It could be a great night for a pitcher's duel, as that one is going to be lined into center field for a 1-out single. Mason Levitt gets on base. And Chase Burke starting in center field tonight. We didn't see any action from Burke last night, as he sat game 1 out, and batting 7th tonight. So 1 out and a runner on first base. The pitch to Burke. And that is going to be a stolen base there for Levitt. He had a good lead. Already headed to second. Carr saw it from behind the plate, but unable to come up with the ball to make the throw and challenge him. So now Levitt takes second base. And still 1 out and a 1-0 count. As Stady is looking to get out of this second inning scoreless. A little drama right now, but nothing compared to what Lucas Jansen had just a few moments ago. Loaded the bases with nobody out after hitting Bachman and McHenry back to back, and somehow got out of it unscathed. After a strikeout on Carson Green and 2 flyouts back to back from Gaither and Griffin Sheeran. The 1-1 now. A little outside for ball 2. So with these clouds shading over the park, we are treated with a little more wind, thank goodness. And that one is going to get on the inside. Carr is going to try to throw to third. And Levitt is going to be tagged out. As that was a wild pitch. Carr came up with it and was able to throw a dart over to Springer at third just in time. So now that is 2 outs and no one on. How quickly an inning can change. Great reaction there from Davis behind the plate. And now after the 3-1, a swing and a miss, this count runs full. And the payoff pitch, strike 3. Out number 3, way to sit him down. Ethan Stady as he heads to the dugout after giving up a single, but nothing more. As we head to the bottom of the second, still tied. It is a scoreless ball game as the Squatch are looking to take game 2 and win another series. We'll see how they do against Lucas Jansen after his dramatic first. He comes back out for the second. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Squatch.
Human Health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner.
The Squatch bottom 3 step in to start this bottom of the second inning as Cam Hoyland is in. And already in a quick 0-1 count now. Against Lucas Jansen. As we welcome you to Black Hills Energy Stadium for Game 2 on Going Gold for Grayson night. A very exciting day to be here at the park as our friend Grayson Chapeau threw out the first pitch And we mentioned his story earlier as he has been fighting an inoperable cancerous brain tumor since 2014, as that one is going to be lined right past the second baseman Cam Hoyland with a leadoff hit to start the second. And we'll take that. But ever since then, Grayson has been fighting hard, going through many treatments. And we are here at Black Hills Energy Stadium tonight to celebrate him and his journey, as we are decked out in our black and gold jerseys tonight. And these game-worn jerseys will actually be auctioned off after the game. And all the proceeds will go directly to Grayson and his family. But we just love to be able to see how much energy Grayson had on the mound, man. He was excited. And threw out a killer first pitch. 1 ball, no strikes now to Carr. As he fouls one back. Gage Crott batting ninth tonight on deck. And that is going to be caught in a pickle here. Hoyland is in the middle of a rundown, tries to escape it but unable to, as that was a very nasty pickoff attempt and move there from Lucas Jansen. And now Hoyland, as he is tagged out, heads back to the dugout. So that'll erase his leadoff single. We start back over with 1 out here in the second. The Sasquatch were unable to cash in on a bases loaded opportunity with nobody out in the first. And so Jansen has had plenty of traffic on the base paths already through 1 and a third. But so far the Squatch have been unable to capitalize. So 2 balls, 1 strike still to Davis Carr, the pitch. Strike 2. And that one is going to be grounded just foul. Davis is sticking in the count here. So, Lucas Jansen from Lewis Clark State College. He's had a bit of a stressful start to his game. But still, when you look at that earned run average, that 2.79 stares you right in the face. He has been great through his first 4 starts as he rings up Davis Carr for out number 2. Carr unable to pull on that one as he sits there frozen, heads back to the dugout. 2 outs now in the bottom of the second, excuse me. And Gage Crott, the last hope here. Gage has been thriving in the 9 spot, getting on base plenty to allow the lineup card to roll over every time he starts. We hope that's the case right here with Gabe Springer stepping back in. And the 0-1, swing and a miss. A hefty cut there from Gage, unable to catch up to that fastball. It was blazing right past him. And the 0-2, way outside. So we'll see if Gage can hang in there. The 1-2, 2 outs on the inside edge of the plate. Gage wasn't sure about it, but that is going to be called strike 3 on the inside edge. So after Cam Hoyland starts out with a 1-2 leadoff hit, excuse me, Lucas Jansen able to retire the next 3 hitters in order. So we head to the top of the third, looking for a little better luck at the bottom of the inning. But we'll see what Ethan Stady has up next. We'll be right back with you. So the Spuds 8-9-1 hitters due up here in the top of the third inning. It is a scoreless ball game to this point. Ethan Stady having a good start to the night. Through 2 innings of work with relative ease. As he's only allowed 1 hit and a walk. Striking out 2 through his first 7 guys faced. As that one's going to be a bit low. A 1-1 count. So 1 hit now for both the Squatch and the Spuds. Big cut there from Quinn. Joshua Quinn, the designated hitter, is starting off the inning tonight for Canyon County in the third. As Nikki Winterstein, the interim head coach, who also started off yesterday's game, leading off, looking up here in the dugout, as Ethan Stady is going to take care of Quinn for out number 1 via strikeout. We mentioned earlier against the Fremont Moo, in his start last week, Stady blew it right past 9 Moo hitters. Ethan has plenty of velocity, but is not afraid to pitch to contact either. I'm really trusting in his ground ball rate. And now this brings up Dawson Barricani, the shortstop, as he is the last batter before this lineup card rolls around for the first time tonight. Tyler Castelli again on deck. Barricani can't pull the trigger there as a strike 1. So Stady's 1-1 pitch. Low for ball 2. Damon Gaither over at first base. His second consecutive start over there. Springer playing at third tonight after starting at shortstop. In replacement of Johnny McHenry, who got the day off last night. And across the infield, as we said, Gaither first, Bachman second, McHenry at short, and Gabe at third. Very solid defensive infield. The 3-1 from Stady now. And Barricani is going to send that one out to left center. Green gets under it for out number 2. Barricani got way under that one, as quickly Quinn and Dawson are retired. As the leadoff hitter Castelli steps in with 2 outs. So the 2-out pitch now, and that one is going to be shot into right field for a 2-out single. Tyler Castelli keeps the inning alive for the Spuds, and that will bring up Lucas Danielowitz. And that is only the 2nd hit of the night so far that Stady has allowed. In game 1 last night, the Squatch registered 9 runs on 15 hits, as they scored 6 through the first 4 innings, making it very difficult for the Spuds to catch up. As that one is going to be hit out towards left field, and Gage Crott twisting and turning, but eventually able to make the catch in deep left for out number 3. So Stady has a 2-out single given up to Tyler Castelli, but able to get around it with the fly ball for out number 3. We head to the bottom of the inning, looking to put a run on the board or 2. We'll be right back. You are watching Squatch Baseball in Game 2.
Knee replacement? With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on. And she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice try.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
And the top of the order now due up here in the bottom of the third. Gabe Springer, Ryan Bachman, Johnny McHenry, all coming at you in just a few minutes. Springer steps up to the plate. As we are looking to break this scoreless tie here in the bottom of the third. And Springer is going to shoot that one right past the shortstop. That one was hit way hard. And that will not be an error at all. Springer races back to first after a strong throw from the outfield. And he just continues to square up at an unprecedented rate. He has been great so far. And Gabe has shown no signs of slowing down. He has finally hit his stride. As Ryan Bachman now steps in, no outs, and a runner on first. And that one's way inside again. First time up, Ryan Bachman experienced one of those pitches way inside that actually hit him. And then the next batter coming up, Johnny McHenry, had the same fate occur, unfortunately. Loaded the bases in the bottom of the first inning, but no one could score. And Ryan has to brush that one off again. Fastball's low and at the feet. And as a hitter, you don't enjoy that. A quick 2-0 count now. We hope that he's able to throw it a bit less inside. Jansen's 2-0 pitch. And instead, that's outside. Ball 3. So Springer's shot just a few minutes ago. A lined one hopper right at the glove of the shortstop. He was unable to get anything on it. And it was hit into left. As Ryan Bachman is going to take his walk. A 4-1 count after Jansen could not catch back up to it. And Johnny McHenry coming back up after being hit last time around. If McHenry gets on base, we'll be starting this inning just the way we did in the first. And there we go. That one finds the strike zone. An 0-1 count. So the Spuds still with their 3.95 earned run average as a team. Very impressive, the best in the Independence League this year. As the Squatch are pitching to a 5.70 ERA. Johnny is quickly behind 0-2. The pitch, and he is going to swing on that one, foul it off. So a very well-matched competition in these 3 games here at home between the Spuds and the Squatch. The 0-2 once more. McHenry gets just a piece of it. Pulls it foul. And I would have to argue that the Squatch, as of right now, arguably have the most balanced team in our division. Just when it comes down to overall pitching and offense. Being able to score a ridiculous amount of times a game. And then the pitching coming around the way they have. Last night was another 15-hit game for the Squatch. There have been plenty of those. The past 2 homestands and on the road against the Fremont Moo. And Johnny is still hanging in there. As he is battling back, it is an even count at 2. Runner still on first and second, nobody out. And the pitch. McHenry does not offer. Thought about it for 1 second, but spit on that one as he saw it was low. So let's see if we can recreate that first inning. One pitch will decide it. As Jansen readies the payoff pitch. And Johnny fouls it off again. If anything, we're getting that pitch count raised. So keep fighting it, Johnny. Since the second half of the season began just last week, the Sasquatch are 4-2, where the Spuds are 1-3. And that is going to recreate the exact same image we saw in the first. Bases loaded, nobody out. Let's hope for better luck here. After giving up the leadoff single from Gabe Springer, consecutive walks on Bach and McHenry. Put us in a very interesting situation for Carson Green, batting cleanup tonight, and he's batting fourth because he does not strike out a lot. It's very uncharacteristic of him to do so in the first. For out number 1, he's looking for better fortunes here. Let's see what he can do. Jansen's pitch, and he's going to put that one in play. That was going to get past on off the glove of the shortstop. So Gabe Springer comes home. Carson Green does exactly what he wants to do. And was very softly hit. Not sure if it jammed him or what. A bit of a medium speed roller, but is able to find the perfect gap between short and third. And it is an early 1-0 lead now for the Squatch here in the bottom of the third, doing what they do best, attacking early and putting runs on the board before it gets too late. So here comes Damon Gaither. Now with the Squatch on top by 1 run, looking to add on to it. Another one of Damon's home runs would help after he hit a long one yesterday. This one would be huge. With bases juiced, still nobody out, but Damon behind 0-2. Griffin Sheeran on deck. Nikki Winterstein, who is, as we mentioned, the interim head coach right now, took the day off after leading off the past 2 games. Damon's able to foul that one off. We'll still stay at 0-2. So Bach on third, McHenry on second, and Carson Green on first. The 0-2 pitch, and he is going to pull that one just foul. Right next to the third base bag. Ryan Bachman had to jump a bit to get that one under him. Well, he's sitting over there at third base. And we'll try again. And that time proved successful for Lucas Jansen. Strikes out Damon Gaither on a fastball outside for out number 1. And Griffin Sheeran stepping back in. So even if this inning were to end with a 1-0 lead after loading the bases with nobody out, I'm not saying we hope that's the case. We'd love to have plenty of more runs, but still just such a far cry from what we saw at the beginning of the season. Sheeran is going to pop that one up just past the infield. The right fielder charging in. And the center fielder calling it off instead. As Ryan Bachman is going to stay put over at third. Now back-to-back outs. A strikeout and a pop-up. And now we have to see what Cam Hoyland can do. So still bases loaded, 2 outs now for Cam Hoyland. Yeah, 54 pitches now for Lucas Jansen, as he has had a bit of a struggle. Lots of traffic jams on the base path. So 2 balls, no strikes. Let's see Cam put it in play. He is 1 for 1. Way inside. So now, Hoyland a ball away, from taking a bases loaded walk. We hope that's the case. Jansen's pitch. And there we are. That is going to find the zone again for strike 1. Lucas still has to fire back if he wants to avoid walking Hoyland. And a big swing and a miss there for strike 2. Count runs full now. So the Squatch are up 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Let's see what Jansen does, and swung on and missed. Hoyland swung on one inside. Couldn't catch up to it on the fastball, as Jansen's inside fastball finally works out for him. But not before the Squatch take a 1-0 lead. We will take that any time of the day, especially with Ethan Stady on the mound looking to protect it. You feel good about your chances headed to the top of the 4th inning. You're watching Squatch Baseball on our YouTube live stream.
Grayson doesn't know how to keep a shuffle, so we gotta show him.
So the Squatch pull across a run in the bottom of the 3rd inning after loading the bases with nobody out, looking to add on to that later on in tonight's game, as Ethan Stady is holding off and keeping these Spud hitters at bay so far tonight through 3 innings of work, as that one is hit 14 miles high. That's just a estimate, not really sure, but that's probably the highest fly ball foul I've seen all season. As Tyler Stone is stepping in, the 3-4-5 hitters now for Canyon County, facing off against Stady once more. Stone, his first time around, took a 2-out walk, and he is going to lift that one. A lazy fly ball into deep left. Gage Crott right under it. 4-out number 1. So the beer batter stepping back in, Peyton Flynn. As we said, he was the beer batter, unfortunately, last night as well. He's had a lot of pressure at him at the plate, trying not to strike out. But he'd become a quick friend of everyone here at the stadium, as he would be giving them $1 off their beer at the concession stand if he were to strike out. So come on, Peyton, do your job. The 1-out pitch for strike 1. Stady threw 3 1/3, 2 hits, and 1 walk while fanning 3. And he is a strike away from potentially making that 4. Jeremy Keller on deck. And the 0-2 to Flynn. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Peyton Flynn does it again. Just in time as everyone heads to the concession stands to get $1 off their beer. 4 Ks on the night so far for Stady. Maybe saw that stat of how he put up 9 strikeouts last time around against the Moo. Looking to push that number to potentially 10 tonight. We won't complain. 2 outs quickly here in the bottom or the top of the 4th. So 2 hits, no runs so far. This is a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Squatch. And that one in the dirt gets past Davis Carr for ball 2. The Sasquatch pitching has been electric. Can't say enough about them. The bullpen has found their stride as well as the starting rotation. Carr unable to glove that one. Ball 3. The Sasquatch on a 2-game win streak after taking game 1 last night. 9-4. And after winning game 3 against the Bison the night before that. Looking to make it 3 games tonight, whereas the Spuds are looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. They are 2-8 in their last 10. So a slow start to the second half as Stady walks Jeremy Keller with 2 outs. And that'll be Stady's second walk on the night. That brings in Mason Levitt. Levitt had a single earlier tonight. We hope to see him retired with 2 outs here in the 4th. The pitch, a little outside for ball 1. So during that last series, a couple of weeks ago when the Squatch visited Canyon County, the Spuds won 4 of 5 at their home park. But ever since that trip, the Squatch have been on a tear, and they have won their last 4 series coming into play tonight. They took game 1 last night, and if they win tonight, it'll be 5 in a row. And series win after series win usually bodes well when trying to make the playoffs.
Not like the ones in Spearfish.
And the even count at 1 now. Low and inside. Ball 2. as it is a much more cloudy night than usual, but does not signify any rain, as it appears that these storms are supposed to hold off. I usually jinx us every single night, but I'm going to say it because I feel very confident that it will not rain, and if it does, then I'm not going to say anything about the weather for the rest of the season. We had about a 45-minute to an hour delay last night after lightning was found in the area, and it rained just a bit, but we were able to get back underway around 9:30, as that was going to be hit high. Levitt gets under that one. Gage Crott takes care of it after the high fly ball into left field for out number 3. So a 2-out walk for Stady, but nothing else. Heads to the dugout with that 1-0 lead. Squatch looking to give him a little bit more insurance. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, we are moving right along. So welcome back here to the bottom of the 4th inning. We are moving right along. Rapid pace. It is a 1-0 ball game, as both pitchers for both teams have had a pretty good start so far. As Lucas Jansen has only allowed 2 hits. He's had a little more struggle with his command, as he has walked 3 Squatch bats. But he has also struck out 5 in the process. Very typical of what we see. High pitch count, a few walks here and there, and high strikeout numbers with a pitcher like Jansen, who really relies on his velocity. As he is now facing off against Davis Carr for the 2nd time tonight. Carr struck out looking his first time. We hope there's a different story this time around. He sends that one high out towards center field as Burke charges in to make out number 1. Gets under it in time, and we see why. Chase Burke is out there in center field. Very speedy, covers a lot of ground, very, very similar to our own Carson Green. And now Gage Crott here with 1 out. And Ethan Stady has walked 2, only allowed 3 hits, and has kept this a scoreless ball game. As Crott pulls that one just foul. Grounded down the third base line. As it is going gold for Grayson night. We are very glad to have everyone here. We will be having a live auction of our black and gold jerseys after the game, and all proceeds go towards Grayson and his family. A really encouraging story, as Gage Crott is taken care of for out number 2. High fly ball in the infield. And now the top of the order rolls around once more. Gabe Springer looking to keep it going. Definitely been more of a defensive-minded game tonight. So 2 outs now for Gabe Springer. And a big cut on that one. Springer, as many of you know, is going to Stanford University in the fall. And he's having a heck of a turnaround at the plate this summer. After starting out very slow, he seems to be getting more hits than outs. So the pitch inside in the dirt for ball 2. Jansen has had pretty easy time going through the bottom half of the Squatch lineup, but when it turns around to Springer, it just seems to have a different story. Finds the zone there for strike 2. But the last 2 times that Gabe has been up, in the first and the third, he is led off with a walk, followed by Bachman and McHenry all getting on base. The 2-2, and Springer's going to send that one out towards center. Burt gets under it for out number 3. So both pitchers have seemed to settle in, as it is going to be a fun night on the mound as they are dueling it, trying to see who will win in the end. So far, Ethan Stady has the upper hand as he takes the mound for his 5th inning of work. We'll be right back with you on a very beautiful Tuesday night in Game 2 between the Squatch and the Potatoes from Idaho. And we welcome you back here to the top of the 5th inning as the Spearfish Sasquatch have an early 1-0 lead, looking to add on to that hopefully sooner rather than later. But we will take the 1-0 lead with Ethan Stady pitching the way he has so far. I am Wynn Andrews, your voice of the Squatch, and joining me in the booth for the 5th inning is fellow catcher slash first baseman slash designated hitter Keenan O'Brien. Keenan, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me up here. It's fun.
Absolutely. Keenan on his rest day, as he has been playing plenty of ball, whether it be behind the plate or at first base. He has been all over the Sasquatch offensive lineup as of late, but getting the, well, much-needed day off.
Yeah, it's been tough behind the dish. You know, us catchers got to stick together and rotate in and out so we can stay fresh back there. So I love watching Davis back there play ball. So it's always fun watching those guys and help them critique their game back there. So I love it back there watching all those guys play. So.
As Burke is going to foul that one back behind us in the booth, as Stady is now in a 1-1 count with the center fielder, who is very speedy.
He's been pitching well for us, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, Ethan has been great. Have you caught a game for Ethan yet?
I have not. I've caught a lot of his bullpens and his flat grounds, and he's fun to catch. You know, he's a crafty lefty coming from that 3 angles quarter, so it makes it hard for the hitters to pick up on all his stuff, whether that's his slider or his fastball. He tunnels every pitch really well. I mean, as you see tonight, I mean, he's holding them really well.
And that is going to be a high grounder over to Springer, and the fire throw over to first is off the bag, but Gaither able to get it in time and turn around to tag out Chase Burke for out number 1. So we'll take that. Man, Gabe Springer has an arm. I tell you what.
It's fun catching him at first base. I mean, he makes some great plays, and I love watching him play over there. I mean, I think Stanford's going to get a good guy out of him, and he's fun coming from my home state, Colorado. He's another Colorado boy. I'm proud to see him go somewhere great.
Yeah, we were going to talk just about your home state, actually, in a few minutes. We'll get to that in just a moment as the 8th place hitter, Joshua Quinn, who is DHing tonight for the Spuds. The 7, 8, 9 guys are due up now in this inning, so should be relatively easy work, we hope, for Stady. He has been moving right along. This game is going by, and in a 1-0 game during summer ball, Keenan, you know better than anybody, you know that's a defensive duel.
Oh, 100%. You know, when you got a combo like him and Davis back there, their tempo is just quick. I mean, that's what you got to have on the mound with these kind of batters. You just got to get back on the mound and throw, and keep them off their rhythm, honestly. So, I mean, he's doing a great job and almost throwing a no-hitter here. So, I mean, he's doing great.
Still only 3 hits allowed for Stady to this point, and he has been doing well as these Spuds hitters are getting under plenty of his pitches. High fly ball is another one for Gage Crott for out number 2. He races in, loses his hat in the process, but able to take care of Quinn. Quick 2 outs here as Dawson Barricani steps in, and Stady 1 out away from a 1-2-3.
Would be an interesting at bat right here. This kid right here, he's a good hitter. So I'm interested to see how he attacks him. So this would be a good at bat to watch right here if you're watching at home.
Absolutely. Barricani's a very, very interesting. He's a tricky guy. You see him in the 9 spot, not really sure what to expect, but he can square up on one.
Yeah.
For sure for the Spuds in order to let that lineup roll over.
He's just kind of another leadoff hitter. So usually at the bottom of the lineup, you want someone to turn over that lineup and then give your top of your lineup someone to score late in the game. So I think him in the 9 is a sneaky pick, but very dangerous, and you can't sleep on that bottom of the lineup for the Spuds. They're dangerous top to bottom, so you got to be on your game 24/7.
And so are we, as we will be talking about that plenty. That was the 70th pitch of the night for Stady, as he is looking to retire Barricani. We hope he can. 2 balls, no strikes. So Keenan, you're primarily a catcher, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then first baseman other times around? We've seen you in both spots. How have you really been enjoying playing first as well as behind the dish?
You know, I played first base in JUCO, and so I got to teach myself how to play over there. It's super fun. It's kind of like catching, but not as hard. You don't get as many ground balls over there as you do at the other positions, but it keeps you locked in, you know. It gives a nice break from the knees, but I feel like it really helps you to focus on your bats because you really can't forget about it when you're catching. You got to help that pitcher out. So back there, at first, I think I got to really focus on really keeping the offensive side hot and keeping defense locked down over there. So it's fun. It's a good break from catching, that's for sure.
Absolutely. It's probably a little more comfortable, even though first baseman requires plenty of flexibility as well. As Damon Gaither is over at first tonight, this is his 2nd start in a row.
Yeah.
As Keenan is taking the day off, as we just mentioned, and Ethan Stady has fought his way back into this count, as it is a 2-2 with no one on and 2 outs.
Yeah, watching Damon hit over there, he's a power hitter, man. He puts balls out of the park at BP, and it's fun to watch him hit. He's got such a powerful swing, man. It's hard to keep him out of the lineup.
And I've been saying that about seemingly every hitter that we've had in the lineup, just kind of saying, you know, it's really difficult to see who we need to take out of the lineup for a game because everyone is just, the bats are hot all across the board, 1 through 9, as you've said. I said it seems that any person that comes in and steps in on this lineup for the day will give them a great chance of winning. The Sasquatch we're struggling to lose as of right now. Not going to jinx anything. Sorry for going ahead and trying to predict the future, but it's just been a fact. I'm pretty sure we've won 12 out of our last 15 games.
Yeah, it's, you know, coming back from the Spuds, we really learned a lot from our swings and helping each other out during BP. It really makes it hard for the coaches to decide who's going to be playing.
That one is going to be a hard grounder shot over to Gabe Springer. He got a glove under it, but unable to come up with it as he had to get down on the knee to keep it in front of him. The infield has been tricky as of late for both the Spuds and the Sasquatch hitters. Tell me a little bit about that, being up there at the plate.
It's a tough infield, let me tell you. I mean, the ground's cool here, it keeps it nice, but you know, playing surface, it is what it is. You got some lips out there you got to watch out for, so you really got to attack ground balls when they're hit to you. So, makes it challenging for the infielders. Oh yeah.
So now the infield single, as Barricani ends up reaching. That flips the lineup card over for Tyler Castelli, as he is 1 for 2 on the night. As the sun is starting to shine. 2 outs, Stady looking to get out of it soon. And that one is going to get past Gaither as he dives but unable to come up with it. That trickles into right field, and Griffin Sheeran in right with a bit of a bobble is going to let the runner advance to third. Very heads-up base running there from Barricani. Runners on the corners now with 2 outs, as those are back-to-back hits now for the Spuds.
Yeah, that's where the bottom lineup really shines, getting that base hit, whether that's an error or a bloop single. I mean, they're really doing their job right now, so we'll see how he handles 2 batter right here.
And that 2 bat is Lucas Danielowitz. So that'll be a 2 for 3 night so far for Castelli as he hangs out over there at first base. And we'll see what Ethan can do. A 1-0 lead now for Spearfish. That one is going to be lined just foul.
Should see a steal call here soon from the Spuds. I'm hoping Davis can throw him out. We'll see that good arm of his.
Oh yeah. Who would you have to say has the best arm on the team behind the plate? Keenan, it's okay. You can brag on yourself. If you think it's you, say it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Don't be ashamed.
I think it's me. I'm gonna have to go. I think it's
Oh,
right
yeah.
behind me. It might be Davis though.
Well, I'm hearing people in the booth say Davis. That's a little embarrassing. Sorry, Keenan.
It's all right, you know.
I mean, obviously the people in the booth here don't have anything to say. You can throw them out any day of the week.
It happens. You know, I love the guys around here, but I mean, there's some good competition. I mean, if we'd have to do a throw-out competition here soon.
The depth at the catching position is unreal. So far as it is a quick 1-2 count. Now the fastball down the middle to Danielowitz for strike 2.
It's awesome having this depth for catchers because you really get the break and you always have a fresh catcher back there. I mean, if one of us goes down, any one of us is ready to step up and take his spot. So
in the beginning of the season, it was just Carr and Andrew Johnson behind the plate, both having to alternate back and forth. And it was just a really much-needed depth filled as you and Drew Biggerstaff both showed up at the exact same time, providing that much-needed relief for Carr and Johnson when they needed their days off. And y'all have been great. Hats off to both of you. Drew Biggerstaff had a great night last night at the plate, going 3 for 4. And Keenan, you yourself have had a great night so far offensively as well. Tell me about your season at the plate, not behind it so far.
You know, it's been good. Going into the spring season, I was struggling a little bit. So this summer, I'm really focusing on hitting, staying through the ball well, seeing the pitches that I can hit, and really attacking first pitch fastball. I think that's been my bread and butter so far, is really getting out front on that fastball and hitting it hard.
And the 2-2. Way up high. What pitch was that, Keenan?
I'm gonna go with that's a slider. He just kind of left it up hanging. Really didn't finish that. You know, these pitchers really gotta finish those sliders, especially in the 2-0 count. It's a little tough.
It's a little difficult to tell from the booth what exactly they're throwing. You know exactly what that fastball, but that looked like he put a string on that one for out number 3. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, Ethan Stady gets out of trouble with runners on the corners. He's able to take care of business, striking out Lucas Danielowitz. As we head to the bottom half of the inning, I'm Wynn Andrews alongside Keenan O'Brien on his day off. We are having a good time so far. We thank you for joining us. Squatch on top still, 1-0.
For summer at the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City. Trade-in values are at an all-time high, and there's never been a better time to buy. With over 400 vehicles on location, you're guaranteed to find the right ride to take you into summer. And while you're here, make sure to sign up to win some great summer gear, like a Rice Honda side-by-side, Black Hills Fireplace Traeger smoker, a variety of gift certificates, and more. Come by and check out a great selection of vehicles and summer gear at any of the Denny Menhold dealerships in Rapid City and at menholdsummer.com.
And we welcome you back here to the bottom of the 5th inning as this game is still continuing to move right along. It is 7:54, just an hour and 20 minutes past first pitch. And it has been a pitcher's duel to this point. Both Lucas Jansen and Ethan Stady, the pitcher for the Squatch, have only allowed 3 hits to this point. And both offenses trying to catch up to what they're throwing. We hope the Squatch are able to react first. They were able to earlier in the bottom of the 3rd. They took an early 1-0 lead after loading the bases, nobody out. Happened twice tonight. I am here with Keenan O'Brien, as we just mentioned, and that one is going to be hit over sharply to the second baseman. Ryan Bachman is going to be retired for out number 1 after the throw to first. And now Johnny McHenry stepping in, the 2-3-4 hitters. Very, very hard part of the lineup to get out for the Sasquatch. I'm alongside Keenan O'Brien, as we just mentioned a few moments ago, on his day off. Keenan, you ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
I love that movie. It's
well,
such a funny movie.
We're replacing Ferris with you.
All right.
Keenan O'Brien's day off here in the booth. We're having fun so far, as he's been kind of elaborating more on his summer so far in Spearfish at the plate and behind it, as he is a catcher and a first baseman. So, very glad to have him in the booth with us so far on this day, where it looks like we are going to be able to get this full game in. We had a long weather delay last night. Keenan, how you feeling about this weather in South Dakota? Always changing it up on us.
You know, it's kind of like Colorado. These mountains are beautiful, and you never know what's going to roll in off of those. Whether you're going to get the rain, the snow, the sleet, the hail. It's always an adventure here in Spearfish, so it's awesome. It's a never-ending cycle of confusion.
It is very confusing here, as we are basically having to deal, seems like, every night with at least some drama with the weather, but looking to be promising tonight, hopefully in game 2. As this is a very important series for both teams, as we are really trying to push forward. In the second half of the season, if we were to win the best record overall in our division for the second half, we are 4-2 to start this gap of games right here. But if we were to win with the best record by the end of the second half, we will make the playoffs. As of right now, we are a game and a half behind the Spuds. Sorry, Keenan, that took me forever to have to describe. I don't know why I have such a struggle having to try to describe that.
It's tough.
But if the Squatch were to sweep the Spuds, hypothetically, we're a half game ahead of them.
Yeah.
As we had to, you know, the rest of our season,
yeah,
especially if we keep playing this way. I mean,
100%. Yeah, these are really good teams playing off each other. We got a full lineup top to bottom of really good hitters. So it's tough to really face these pitchers who are really throwing really good, especially this kid on the mound from LC. He comes from a good pitching school, so he's going to work the zone left and right, as Johnny just kind of struck out on a pitch that was almost like a pitcher's pitch. So hard to tell what it was, but really painted the outside corner.
As Lucas Jansen is through 4 2/3, he has had another great game so far, only allowing 1 run, especially having to consider he has had 2 separate innings, loading the bases with nobody out, somehow getting out of the jam, only allowing that 1 run. But you see this velocity, he's just blowing it past the Squatch bats right now. Neither team is able to really answer to the guy on the mound.
It's awesome. You know, these games right here are defensive games, so I mean, any crucial mistake really hurts the defense and allows the offense to thrive. And so what you got to do is take advantage of that. Ooh, that caught the umpire pretty bad. That hurts. Those do not feel good.
Nope, not at all. You would know. You've been hit with plenty.
I would know. I got a couple bumps and bruises from a couple of those pitches. Yeah, they're tough.
As Carson is trying to keep the hope alive here in the bottom of the 5th. He is the final out. As a 2-2 count and 2 outs with no one on. He is 1 for 2 so far today. But as you said, yeah, Jansen has been great.
It's a tough duo to face right here. Carson with a guy whose on base percentage is really good, and then you got a power hitter right behind him with Dame, who can really put the ball out almost anywhere. Really thrives oppo and can put it out dead center if he needed to.
The 2-2, and Carson is going to line one, and it will drop over in right field. So a 2-out single there for Carson, as he keeps the inning alive. Great situational hitting there from Carson. We love having him, you know, being able to bat wherever he is, whether it be 3, 4, 5. He has been thriving in every spot.
100%. he's a tough hitter to get out, you know, whether that's a bloop single over the second baseman or a hard hit line drive over third base. He finds a way to get on, man. He's a tough hitter. I'd hate to face him. I don't know how I would have pitched to him, whether it'd be a fastball in, slider out. He's a tough one. He's fun to play with.
As Damon Gaither swings on that one for strike one. And you're talking about tough outs. Keenan, you are quite a tough out yourself. You're batting .294 through 14 games played, and you have had a great time so far. As we said earlier, really just cannot emphasize enough the need that we had at the catching position and just the new guys being able to come in the past 2 and 3 weeks. You know, you were one of those guys being able to come in, and you have filled a much needed hole in this lineup, and having everyone at full strength, it has truly turned this season around.
100%. I think once we got back from Spuds and we really started meshing all together after the new guys had a couple games to play with each other, I think we started figuring each other out, and the team chemistry's there. I mean, everyone's just so fun to hang out with. You never have a dull moment on this team, whether it's playing different games on the bus or going to see new parts of different towns that we visit in Fremont or in Caldwell. It's so fun.
Man, Jansen's pickoff attempt, just that move in general is nasty.
Oh.
Kind of reminds me of that Max Fried, you know, for the Braves, being able to kind of pull off the mound and at the very last second throwing back to first. Did not throw that time, but making sure that Carson Green stays awake over at first base. Damon Gaither's going to get under that one and lift it high out towards left field. As that is going to be taken care of for out number 3, thanks to Tyler Castelli's catch. So another inning of great work from both the Spuds and Sasquatch pitchers. We'll see if Ethan Stady comes back out for another inning. I don't see why not, Keenan, honestly.
You know, his pitch count's a little high. I wouldn't be surprised if Richie or Nicky wanted to go to a bullpen here just to preserve his arm for the next start.
And that's what they are going to do. You are right about that. His pitch count was the only thing really looking into it. And he ended the last inning strongly, but that will be the end of the line for Ethan, going 5 innings. And we will have a lot of background on the new guy on the mound. And just a few moments for the Sasquatch as the sun is shining all over the field. And so are the Sasquatch. As we'll be back in just a few minutes. Spearfish on top, 1-0 still, headed to the 6th. The 3-4-5 hitters up now in the top of the 6th in a 1-0 ball game. Luckily, an advantage for the Spearfish Sasquatch, looking to take game 2 of 3 against our friends from Idaho, the Canyon County Spuds. And if we won tonight, it would be a series win, our 5th in a row. I'm still here with Keenan O'Brien as we are in the booth getting ready with the new pitcher on the mound, Justin Mason. This will be the end of the line for Ethan Stady after he had a great game, going 5 innings, only allowing 3 hits and 2 walks while fanning 5. So a great night on the mound for Ethan. And Keenan, I know you said you have not caught for Ethan before. I'm sure you will at some point this season. Plenty of possibilities for that. But now looking to the new guy on the mound, Justin, I know you have caught for him before. How's that been as he gears up for that first pitch way outside and upstairs for ball 1?
He's an interesting guy, you know. He's got to really establish the fastball first to get his off-speed working. But once he establishes that fastball, he's a dangerous pitcher, man. He's really compact. He's sneaky speed. You wouldn't think of that from his short stature, but he really throws that ball hard. I think that's going to be his main goal today. I've worked with him in his bullpens here and there, and focusing on that 4-seam and that 2-seam run on that ball is really important for him.
As that one is going to be lined right to Griffin Sheeran. As a bit of an underhand catch there for out number 1.
And that's what he needs to do. He just needs to pitch contact when you come into these games like this. You're not really trying to strike these guys out. You got to just play conservative. Let your defense play behind you, especially in these one-ball games. Striking these guys out isn't really a game plan here. So even though this guy, he's been having a rough day at the plate, I think he just needs to pitch contact and keep his bread and butter with that fastball and curveball here.
As that was Tyler Stone for out number 1, and Peyton Flynn swinging again. He has struck out earlier today for being the beer batter the second night in a row. Very unlucky for him. Tough times.
You know, it's an extra pressure when you're the beer batter here, especially in Spearfish. This crowd gets super loud for you, and I would hate to be the beer batter here.
As that one is low and away for ball 1. As we are sitting here now, Justin in his last appearance for the Squatch was June 26th. In that 14-9 win over the Big Sticks, he went 2 innings pitched in relief, only giving up 1 run and walking 3. Obviously that is something that he's working to control right now, and he currently has 1 out here in the top of the 6th, as he has been asked to fill a big role here in the middle innings of tonight's game. Only a 1-run lead. And honestly, you know, Justin is just coming back from an illness, as he's been out for the past week. So this is his first appearance in quite a while. So a lot to be asked of him, but Nicky Winterstein, plenty of confidence in his teammates.
Yeah, I think our whole pitching staff, top to bottom, can go in at any time. That's a tough pitch right there. But good job by Davis on that block. It was a little tough.
Can you tell what they're throwing here from the booth, Keenan?
Man, I wish I could. I mean, if I was in the dugout, I could tell you. But up here, it's different. You know, being this high up, you can't really tell, and you can't pick it up out of hand because you're kind of so far away.
Well, that makes me feel a little better. The payoff pitch, and that one, as Peyton Flynn tries to take his base. That is going to be out number 2, as Justin Mason gets his first strikeout of the year. Right there on Peyton Flynn.
You know, the way that pitch moved, it almost reminded me of Paulie's cutter that he was throwing a couple nights when I got the pleasure to catch him. He was all over the place, man. He was great.
Oh yeah, well, we talk about that, you know, as that breaking ball follows in for strike 1. Talking about Paulie, you know, you were the man being able to catch behind the plate, as you just mentioned, in a 6-inning game for Hunter Paulie on the mound, as he went scoreless, I believe, no runs allowed, and striking out 8 guys. You know, I always talk about the movement on Paulie's pitches. You just said, I mean, from the first point of view, it is a very difficult task to have to keep ahead of him, as that's going to be a high chopper over to Springer, and the throw is going to be way over the head of Damon Gaither at first. So Springer's had a bit of trouble the past 2 nights at shortstop and third base. A few overhead throws.
You know, you just got to keep working over there. I trust him with all his heart, even though he makes a couple errors here and there. It's no big deal. He picks his head up right real quick, and he forgets about those things real fast. But yeah, no, going back to Paulie, man, I'm working with him really close. We've gotten really close together, you know, especially those pitcher-catcher duos. Got to have a good relationship. We were talking the other day after the game, and he's like, man, you knew what pitch to call and what to call, and we were on the same page left and right. And ooh, that was a little high for him. But, you know, having that relationship is key, because then you have games like that just go by so fast. You know, you don't have any shake-offs, and you get the plan right going into the game.
You know, the battery is so underrated, you know, between the pitcher and the catcher. The guy on the mound gets all the credit most of the time, but you, my friend, doing the dirty framework behind the scenes. So great job by you in getting us another win
I appreciate it. You
against
know,
the Bison the other day.
yeah, it's tough being back there. I mean, my job is to make that pitcher look good, and you know, him getting all the credit it's just a pleasure on my back to have him, being able to catch him. I love hearing his name being called out for getting the pitcher's beeps today. So it's amazing watching him pitch and so fun to catch him. You know, if he throws that cutter really well and the two seam, they tunnel off each other super well. It makes hitters stay off balance. You never know what's coming with him. And I thought that was playing really well, and I got to catch him.
So let's hope that Mason and Carr thrive like you and Polly did the other day, as that one seemed to be a curve over the head of Mason Levitt. So he had to duck down just a bit. Quick 3-0 count now, as we don't want any more runners to get on base here in a one-run ball game for the Squatch. As that one catches the outside edge for strike one.
It's a good job by Davis bringing that pitch back in. You know, that's where you got to have the confidence in your catchers to throw that pitch outside and really trust your catcher to frame it well, and working with the umpire, knowing where those pitches are and what is a strike and what isn't a strike.
And that one is going to be hit into left field for a single. Runners on first and second, still 2 outs. So a little drama now, as we haven't really been used to plenty of traffic on the defensive end, because Ethan Stady had a pretty relatively easy day outside of the pitch count. Still went 5 innings of scoreless ball. And that's something that we talked about, you know, being able to have such a difference from the beginning of the year. The pitching always having to come from behind at the beginning of the season, always getting behind 3-0, walking a lot of guys, wild pitches here and there. The reason we've had so much success can only be attributed to getting ahead of guys, attacking them directly, and not just giving them free passes.
100%. You know, getting that first pitch fastball really helps the percentage of striking guys out, and I think also it can be accounted to the offense that we have. Takes a lot of pressure off the pitching staff. It was a little high there.
I mean, like you said, King, this is probably the most pressure we've had in about I'd say, maybe the last week.
100%. You know, our offense has been red hot. You know, getting 13 hits a game, scoring 8, 9 runs. I mean, that takes a lot of pressure off your pitchers. You don't really have to worry about, okay, there's runners on first and second here in a one-ball game. You really don't have to worry about that in a 9-1 ball game. You can let a couple of those runners score, but not too much. But the games like these, they really do matter.
Absolutely. As we said, this series has very important playoff implications potentially. We are looking to get ahead of the Spuds and take the better overall record, as they had a pretty good first half and the Sasquatch not so much. But luckily we got hot at the right time and are trying to make a complete turnaround of a season. So far we are succeeding. And that one over the head of Chase Burke again.
Hopefully you can dial it back in right here for a 2-1 count. And you really need to get either a curveball or a fastball in the inner half here for a strike. That'd be crucial here.
Absolutely. 1-0 ball game for the Squatch. 4 hits for each team, just really honing in on how evenly matched both of these teams are. It has been a fight.
It's fun to play these guys. You know, I almost consider them almost like us. We're both pitching staffs on either side have really good arms and really good hitters. It's tough to play them, and it's always fun. You know, playing out their ballpark, the ball doesn't really fly that much unless you really get a hold of it. But here, ball flies a little bit, and you gotta track some balls down here and there. So it's been fun.
So runners on first and second, 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch way upstairs. Head high for ball 3.
Be expecting a curveball here, in my opinion. I would miss the high fastball here. We change the eye level a little bit. See a high fastball now. You go tunnel that with a curveball, maybe low and away. Get him a swing and miss here. Let's see what Davis calls.
So a very important pitch. The payoff pitch is bit up in the zone for ball 4. Bases are now loaded, 2 outs. And very lucky to have those 2 outs. Really changes the attitude of a game going into this situation, as McHenry comes out to the mound, talk it over with Justin Mason, and so does Nikki Winterstein, acting as interim head coach. So Keenan, you were telling me earlier about your age, being able to be one of the oldest guys. You said, are you top 2 oldest guys on the team?
I think so, yeah.
Right behind Nikki, right?
Right behind
okay,
Nikki.
Yeah.
Nikki's 24, I think, and I'm right behind him on 22. So really having to step up and kind of be another captain in the dugout. You know, Nikki taking over as head turn coach. Now everyone sees him as a different role. So I think someone else has to step up in that role as being a kind of a silent captain, and I feel like being behind a catcher, I think you already kind of take that role. And so playing the defense, you got to really manage your players, your first baseman, your pitcher, your outfield, where they're going to get it, make sure they're staying focused and know what's going on. So it's fun, you know. I love that guy back there. So he's done a great job. You know, I'm really proud of him. He's handling everything here, especially having the pressure as a head coach, taking over that job, and now playing too. I don't think I could ever imagine taking that on.
Well, silent captain is exactly what you've been doing as well, Keenan. You have been doing a great job of that. Obviously being one of the older guys in the dugout, having to lead this team in this situation. As bases are juiced, 2 outs, and the new batter, excuse me, looks to be Joshua Quinn, the designated hitter. But you do have a reputation, obviously, from your performance as well as your attitude on the field every day, and guys look up to you. That has actually been spoken about multiple times. So I know it's a lot of pressure, even during summer ball, but a very important reputation to have.
Yeah, you know, stepping into those roles, you know you got to carry yourself well, and you got to watch how you take certain things. I mean, striking out, you can't be going back to the guy all sad. You got another job out there. You got to control the defense, make sure your pitcher's okay. Especially playing first too, you got to make sure you're picking up your infielders when stuff like that happens, making sure no balls get behind you and letting that get by. So it's always fun being in those roles and helping pitchers out and stuff like that. That was a good strike on the outside corner by him after throwing 2 balls back to back. That's what you needed right there, just to finish a fastball on the outside out of the half.
And Justin Mason is going to have to throw a few more strikes. There is action starting up in the Squatch bullpen. Not sure who it is over there. Keenan, you might have a better idea than me, as it's kind of hard to tell in this shade. But the 2-1 back to the field is going to be inside, ball 3. A little bit too inside.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Richie down there, that frame throw. His windup looks very similar to him.
The 3-1, and that one is going to be hit high and off the knuckles, and Gabe Springer over right a few feet behind third base bag, able to get out of it. So Justin Mason has a scare in the 6th inning, loading the bases after 2 outs, but things are looking good as we still head to the bottom of the 6th, up by 1. All right, and we welcome you back here in the bottom of the 6th inning, as the Squatch still hold a 1-0 lead. It has been an exciting one so far, plenty of drama as Griffin Sheeran is going to hit that one just in front of the diamond. And a quick throw from the catcher takes care of Sheeran over at first base for out number 1. As I'm here alongside Keenan O'Brien, and we do apologize. During the last inning, we had a bit of technical difficulties as our software just decided to randomly install an update at the most convenient time possible. So always just seems to be the way that technology does. So as of right now, the only view that you'll probably be seeing is the center field camera, which is okay. But we also want to warn you that whatever happens, the scoreboard, until it is updated, until the software is updated, will not be updated either.
Gotta love technology, man. But
Yeah.
hey, we get to hear your beautiful voice now, so.
Yeah, so it's my responsibility being able to call the plays. I'll keep you in the loop, don't you worry.
Perfect.
It is still a 1-0 ball game. And 1 out now for Cam Hoyland as he steps in against Lucas Jansen, who is now through 5 1/3, and they are going to keep him in. There is not even a rustle in the Spuds bullpen to this point, as a pitcher for the Squatch just got up a few moments ago. But we will see if Justin Mason stays in, headed to the 7th, after he loaded the bases with 2 outs a few moments ago, but got out of it after a shallow pop-up right behind third base. Springer took care of it, and the 1-run lead is protected. But either way, a very exciting game, and just feels like a playoff atmosphere between these two teams so far. Keenan, what do you think?
I would agree, you know. I mean, going into that inning in a crucial game like this, it's tough. So getting to that first inning is crucial for Mason. I think they'll leave him in and see how he does. I would have so much faith in him to put some good pitches down that plate after he's got through that 1 inning. Oh,
and the 2-2 is going to be lined up the middle, as that is going to be a single for Cam Hoyland with 1 out. And he found the gap right between second and short. There was no one covering. And right past the mound, right past second base. Hoyland on base for his second time tonight. 2 hits on the night for Cam as Davis Carr steps in. Sorry to interrupt you, Keenan. I know you were talking, but we had to interrupt during this fun update that we're going through right now.
100%, it's all right. I think one of the most underrated hitters on the team right now is Cam, and he's putting on a show tonight. And I'm excited to watch him play. You know, he's such a good kid. You know, on the mound, he's a domination on that mound. But at the plate, I think he's done a really good job.
As Carr is going to send that one out way out towards right field. The right fielder calls it off. It is going to be a pop out for out number 2. Davis gave that one a right. But as you were saying, yeah, Cam, one of those guys, you look at the lineup and it's so easy to look over him. You know, Cam's batting .254 right now coming into the night. He's 2 for 3. That'll add a few points to that batting average. But at the same time, you know, you look at it and you're like, oh, .254, it's good. But then you see like Nicky Winterstein batting, you know, .360, and then Ryan .330, followed by Johnny .320. Stuff like that as Gage Crotch shows bunt and fouls it behind us. But just like that, you know, Cam is one of those guys, obviously a dual threat, being able to be on the mound just last night. Had another great game. And it's one of those guys that we are so proud to have. He can do so much for this Sasquatch team, and we've seen it time and time again as he is standing on first base, and he is going to try to steal second. And the throw not in time as Hoyland beat it out with the slide. And there again was Lucas Jansen. Caught Hoyland almost for the second time tonight. You know, Cam was tagged out earlier trying to steal. Got himself into a rundown and almost had him in the same situation, but able to beat it out just in time. Cam sits at second base with 2 outs.
Hopefully this is where we can thrive on mistakes like that, letting the pitcher sleep. Hopefully Gage can really capitalize on this.
And the 0-1 is going to be grounded over to third, and the third baseman tries to hit it in time, but the throw back to third as he realized he was not going to be able to make the throw to first. He turns his entire body around and throws to third base just in time as Cam Hoyland was trying to take third. As Lucas Jansen waves bye-bye to the Squatch dugout, he heads over there, and that is going to be the end of the 6th. A weird choice there from the third baseman, but I guess if it works, it works. Very interesting play there. Not sure what that was about, but we will talk about it in just a few minutes as I'm here with Keenan O'Brien. We are headed to the top of the 7th, and so is Justin Mason. Coming back on the mound, we'll be right back with you. So to the top of the 7th we go. The Squatch hold a 1-run lead. As I'm here with Keenan O'Brien in the booth on his day off. Usually you can find him over at first base or behind the plate, but today he is in the booth. As we still hold this 1-run lead, happy to have him with us as Justin Mason clunks Dawson Barricani batting 9th tonight for a leadoff hit by pitch. So we are experiencing still a lot of technical difficulties with our software, as it just showed that a potential update was finished and then it started another one. So back-to-back updates. We wonder if there will be a third one after that. But for now, the only view you will be able to see on the live stream is the center field camera. So we will be doing our best here in the booth to describe every play as accurately as possible. Hang in there with us.
Gotta love technology.
That one is going to be lifted out towards left field. Gage Crott not able to come in on it, as that one is going to be dropping into left field. Now runners on first and second after the hit by pitch a few moments ago. Runners now on first and second base in a 1-run game for Justin Mason. He just got out of a jam with bases loaded and 2 outs last inning, and now they are going to have a quick mound visit here. It'll be interesting to see if they're going to make the move to the bullpen or let Justin try to finish this up.
You know, I think they go. I think they go with Richie here. You know, I think that's Richie coming out of the pen here.
That is, as Dylan Ritchie is making his way onto the mound, trying to keep this 1-run lead. That'll be the end of the night for Justin Mason. He's not happy as he heads back to the dugout. But Richie is stepping in, and potentially one of the biggest guys that we have out of our bullpen, night in and night out, able to get us out of a lot of jams. We hope he can do it here in the 7th.
Yeah, believe it or not, I think Mason actually sets up Richie really well here. Mason being a straight ball, fastball kind of guy, and Richie coming in, throwing some flames, low 9s, upper 8s, and getting a 2-seam run and a hard, sharp slider here. I think he's gonna do good here. Hopefully we can get a quick 3 outs and leave these 2 stranded on first and second. So it'd be interesting how he handles this.
So a 1-0 ball game. It has been all pitching all night so far. Cam Hoyland was on second base in the bottom of the 6th with 2 outs, and Gage Crott, batting 9th, hit a very soft roller down the third base line, and the third baseman was able to make a great play, somehow knowing Gage's speed running down the first base line. Notices he will not be able to get the ball and throw him out in time. Knows that Cam is running to third from second base, turns around, contorts his body, and throws back just in time to tag Cam out. A very smart heads-up play, but very impressive either way to end the inning.
You know, that really shows an IQ of a third baseman right there.
All reaction, right?
Yeah,
all reaction. And
all the action. You know, having that awareness of Gage's speed, trying to bunt the first pitch, I think that really shows that, you know, it's a good shortstop, third baseman kind of combo, talking to each other, making sure that shortstop's got that backup on the third, and then making a great, smart play. It really shows the baseball IQ of some of the players out here. Being able to make those kind of plays shows the kind of the talent level that's being performed out here. So it's always fun watching these kind of plays. You never know what guys are going to do, whether they're going to throw them out at first or make a interesting play. I think I've seen Nolan Arenado make a couple plays like that before. So one of my favorite Clippers.
Yeah, one of the best third basemen in the game you're talking about right there.
Yep.
Very high praise for the third baseman for the Spuds tonight.
Yep. Former Colorado Rocky right there, my hometown. Gotta love it.
And that is going to be a bunt try, as Dylan Ritchie unable to get to it in time. Lucas Danielowitz, a great job of setting that one down to the left side of the infield. Ritchie unable to get to it in time, and Danielowitz uses his speed.
You know, playing
the runners. What were you saying, Keeman?
Sorry to interrupt you there, but I was going to say that playing on this infield here, it's tough. Getting this long grass here really cuts down the balls. So I mean, laying on that bunt was really smart by him, and using his speed to get to first, getting the bases loaded for, I would say, one of the best hitters in the league right here. Used to play at Gonzaga, puts balls out left and right. So this would be a crucial pitch for him to execute on the outer half. Nothing in the inner half for him.
And a big swing and a miss there from Tyler Stone with bases loaded, nobody out. Squatch in their biggest jam of the night. Dylan Ritchie being called upon to try to get us out of it here in the top of the 7th. And a great opportunity for the Spuds. We hope it is not fair that way, but Tyler Stone, an ever dangerous threat, batting third in this lineup. And Richie fires that fastball for strike 2.
Yeah, Dylan Ritchie, this is what you got to do. This is a key textbook pitch by Dylan, getting ahead 0-2. Now you can throw whatever you want, high fastball, backdoor slider. So I'm going to go with a backdoor slider here from Ritchie. We'll see.
And that one, fastball again. Not showing that slider just yet. We'll try again 0-2. Strikeout here would be huge. Could potentially set up a double play if the cards played out that way.
Yeah, you know, in my opinion here, I'd bring the infield in. Even though this is a power hitter, we got to get that out. Can't let that run score and tie it up 1-1. I think you got to preserve the run here, so we'll be interested to see how it goes.
As that one is outside for ball 1. We saw the Spuds do that just yesterday, bringing that infield in.
It's kind of a gamble, you know, you roll the dice, but I mean, if I was in Vegas, I'd bet that on that play 100%. So, you know, let's see if Richie goes to the slider here or goes back to the fastball.
And the 1-2, way outside. That's going to get off the glove of Card. Davis is trying to throw it in time. Not going to be in time. As the run comes home from third, this game is tied.
Tough pitch. Good job on Davis' part to hustle and get that ball. You know, Richie, with his speed, I mean, anything outside like that, it's tough to handle, you know. No shame on Davis there. He did all his best, and he hustled to that ball to get that out at home. And unfortunately, couldn't make a good throw, but I don't think I could have done much better.
So still nobody out, as runners are on second and third now, all tied up at 1. Spuds have fired their way back into it after loading the bases just a few moments ago, and Dylan Ritchie trying to stave off Tyler Stone here, and Stone pulls that one, yanks it foul.
Yeah, that's a pitcher you don't want to miss. He will take that 300 real easily. So you got to be looking for the out of half pitch right here for sure, as the umpire's now got something in his eye. Yeah, nothing in on this guy. I mean, if you're going to throw in, you got to be a backdoor Barry slider here. Fastball in, he's going to punish you for that. So anything on the outer half, changeup, would be a really smart pitch here. So I'm hoping Davis throws something like that. We'll see here as he sets up outside. Hoping.
So we'll try again. The 2-2 is going to be grounded 2, Ryan. He's going to check over at second. He's going to throw back, and there's going to be a tag as he throws to McHenry, and the runner at second is out. Very heads-up play there from Ryan for out number 1. A huge one at that.
That's a really high Q play by Bachman. You know, he's such a smart second baseman that he knows that big runner is not going to go anywhere. Now that on first stranded over there, he's not going to steal on Davis. So getting that fast runner off at second and allowing that like a bloop single to happen, he's not going to score now. So I mean, instead of maybe a 3-1 ball game, now it maybe 2-1 helps our offense stay in the game better and have a little more confidence to hit off of the Spuds pitcher. So to have Bachman make that play helps us out tremendously, whether he recognizes that or not. I bet he does. But now this sets up a real easy double play, especially with a pinch hitter now coming in for the Spuds, hoping to get either a rollover to either Johnny or Gabe for a nice easy 1-2-3.
And another thing about Bachman's attempt there and the successful tag out from McHenry on the runner on second base, this also could set up the potential double play we were talking about. With Gabe Garrett stepping into pinch hit now, we saw Gabe on the mound last night for the Spuds in game 1. Pitched some very effective relief after the Spuds starter Nico Martinez was tagged for 10 hits and 6 runs after 4 innings. Gabe Garrett came in and had a very, very successful outing, keeping the game at bay for Canyon County. He fouls that one back. But not an easy matchup having to come up your first time tonight against Dylan Ritchie. An 0-2 count now with 1 out, runners on the corners. So sorry, Keenan, we were actually going to talk about you for a second, but this is a very busy inning. We have to continue the pace.
You know, that's fine. It's a team first kind of thing out here, so I don't mind that.
And you're all about team first. The 0-2 struck him out.
Great pitch. That was huge right there for Richie. You know, I think the hitter was sitting the slider there, but he went with a fastball. Not really sure what Nicky's going to go talk to him about after just striking out 2 batters.
Well, I'm sure any pitcher could tell you, 2 outs in a situation like this is the hardest thing to get out of. It's 2 outs just doesn't feel like any other.
No, and especially for this, it kind of almost kills the mojo of the game here. Dylan Ritchie's on a tear, and now you're kind of slowing him down. So, I mean, we'll see what they got to say. I wish I could be out there knowing what the conversation is. We should almost get a mic'd up game. See, that'd be kind of fun, but be interested to see how this is handled. Wow.
So it has been a pitcher's duel to this point, to say the least. Both teams have scored a run. All tied up at 1 right now in the top of the 7th, and hopefully that is all that happens here, as Dylan Ritchie has 1 more out to get to give the Squatch a chance to take this lead right back. We know they can, but it has been a very, very hard task as they have been batting against Jansen Lucas, the pitcher for the Spuds, who has gone 6 innings, 5 hit ball, only giving up 1 run and striking out 6. He has had himself a night. And folks, we do apologize. We have been notified that his name is Jansen Lucas, not Lucas Jansen. We had it a bit incorrect on the program at the start of this game. My apologies for that. But Jansen Lucas has had quite a night on the mound. Same can be said for Ethan Stady for the Squatch, going 5 innings of no-run ball.
Good job by Richie throwing that first pitch strike.
He's trying to get out of it here with Jeremy Keller stepping in.
Throwing those first pitch strikes really opens up the at-bat for a pitcher, getting down really puts the fear into the hitter's mind. You never know what's going to come next, whether it's a slider or changeup by Dylan. You really got to be on your toes.
The 1-1, Keller fouls it off, so now that one is going to somehow come back in to the field. Not sure how that happened. Did not get a good view of that.
I think it hit the light pole,
Is that right? I didn't hear anything. I felt like I probably would have heard something there. But maybe not. Who knows? So 6 hits for the Spuds, 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 run for the Squatch, and 2 errors to add on to that. All right, so a 1-2 count, 2 outs. What do you signal for Richie to throw here in this situation?
I got a slider here, hard pitch to hit.
Instead, he went fastball. Hit high and outside for ball 2. I figured he was trying to save him off with the fastball. I feel like it's this primary pitch. It's probably his best, arguably.
100%, being that upper 8s, maybe touching 9 here and there.
Take him with the heat.
Yes.
And Keller fouls it off again. He is staying in this battle.
Might have been a slider there. I could be wrong, but it did look a little slower than his fastball. Still kind of hard to tell up here. The dugout, I would have had you on that for a good pitch call, but up here it's tough to see.
Oh yeah, the 2-2, and that one's going to be in the dirt.
Great block.
Carr, great job of keeping that one in front of him. Count runs full. You don't want to load the bases up again for Mason Levitt.
As a catcher though, that's a huge save. That saves a run right there. Keeps it a 1-1 ball game. That's your bread and butter as a catcher right there, saving games. Overlooked in my opinion when a catcher makes a great block like that.
And the pitch, going to try again with Castelli on third. As you said, a very huge play there from Davis to keep it in front, because Tyler would have definitely come home. He is speedy over at third base.
Let's see what kind of pitch he goes here. 3-2. I'm going to go with a fastball in here. Let's see.
The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. And that was right down the middle. Didn't have to go 2 inside. But a beautiful fastball there. Jeremy Keller unable to keep up with it after an extended battle against Richie on the mound. But Dylan takes care of business, as he always seems to do. The Spuds take a run, but we are still all tied up, headed to the 7th inning stretch. Time for these Squatch bats to wake back up and take Game 2 tonight. You're watching Squatch Baseball. So glad you're here with us. And here in the bottom of the 7th, we just finished the stretch. I'm Wayne Andrews, voice of the Squatch, alongside Keenan O'Brien, as we just had a very productive top of the 7th inning. The Spuds had runners in scoring position seemingly all inning, but only came away with one, as this has been a pitching matchup, as Gabe Springer able to get that one down the right field line all the way to the wall. He's going to try for 2, he's going to try for 3, and he is rushing over there. He's going to make a head first dive for a leadoff triple. And just like that, we are back in business. The Squatch bats were looking for something. That is the momentum you need. Gabe Springer continues his hot play at the plate.
Man, that kid, he can put balls all over the park. Being a switch hitter, that's tough to do. And hats off to that kid. You know, I'm proud that he's repping Colorado as it is. He is such a dangerous hitter from both the left side and right side. Putting a couple home run swings on a couple balls, oppo and pull side. You know, this is a tough line to face with Gabe leading off and then Bachman to follow right up with him. I mean, that's some contact barrel back to back to back.
And hit any slower, Tyler Stone, the first baseman, probably would have been able to get to it. But that just talks about, you know, off the barrel, just how hard Gabe is hitting the ball right now in all aspects. He has been great.
Yeah, that kid's routine pregame, it's rigorous. I go hit with him sometimes pregame, and he does a thorough job of warming up, and then I think it shows in his at-bats.
So the 0-1, and that is going to get past. Springer's going to try to take home, and he does. With a swagger slide as he slides in. And that is going to be a 2-1 ball game as the Sasquatch take this lead right back. And Keenan, I think this really highlights a very important part of this season so far, especially on the offensive end. I've talked about it game after game, how we have had such a great job of retaliative hitting. Being able to, you know, when a team puts up something in the top of the inning, and the bottom, the Squatch are coming right back, either canceling that run or adding more to it. And just then, Gabe Springer does that, pushing that run across after the wild pitch. And it is a 2-1 ball game with nobody out for Ryan Bachman.
Yeah, crucial like that. You know, when a team scores on the top half, you know, they got all the energy on their side coming off to defense. So it's really important for, especially us as being a home team, you really got to answer back real quick. And I think Gabe did a perfect job attacking the first pitch. And being able to score from on a wild pitch like that really helps us. And
as Bachman pulls that one just foul.
Yeah, you know, even with Bachman at the plate, I would have trusted him to score him either way. So I think it was a win-win situation right there, and really highlights how difficult it is to be a catcher back there, and the pressure it puts on you. You really got to perform. You can never take a pitch off, that's for sure.
So now a 1-2 as the Squatch have just taken back that lead, doing what we do best in that category. But let's not stop there. You never feel comfortable with a 1-run lead against a team like the Spuds. Very well-rounded in all aspects, pitching, hitting, what have you. They are a very challenging team to beat. Squatch are looking to do that in Game 2. Potentially win the 5th series in a row. Would be huge.
Would be big for us, you know. Coming off of a huge series win off of the Bison, that was amazing. That was such fun games to play. It really sets these games up big and huge for us.
And a big swing and a miss as Ryan lunged for that one, and the throw to first will be just in time as Bachman was hustling up the line after the swing on strike 3. But either way, that is going to retire Ryan for out number 1, bringing up Johnny McHenry.
Talk about a guy who has sneaky pop, man. That kid is huge. It may not look up here like it is, but when you get up in person, you see him in person, man can throw around some weight. And
absolutely.
I think he can show in his at-bats, man. He ropes balls hard.
Johnny still looking for that first home run here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Would be a perfect opportunity here.
Another guy who can hit on both sides of the plate, righty and lefty. During BP, it's beautiful to watch him switch hit, being just as good as the right from the left, but mainly seeing from the left here.
He has been impressive alongside so many other of these Squatch bats, as Henry Clark is now on the mound. and ahead 0-2 to Johnny. And that one's going to be low away for a 1-2 count. Nobody on, 1 out. So with Henry on the mound, that is going to be the end of the night for Jansen Lucas. Went 6 innings, pitched for 5 hits, and 1 run. Only giving up and striking out 6 in the process. So this has lived up to the billing as fireworks go off in the background. We have everything here in game 2, Keenan. They just keep going off.
Gotta love it, you know, especially last night. It was so fun to play on 4th of July. Seeing the fireworks go off in the background playing. It's almost like that movie in Sandlot. They're shooting off fireworks as they're playing baseball.
Yeah.
Almost a dream to play in those kind of parks like that. It's amazing. I couldn't ask for anything more pitch perfect. It is awesome.
Absolutely. As Johnny McHenry is down on his luck. Frozen on strike 3 from Henry Clark. So now 2 outs for Carson Green, looking to keep this inning going. 6 hits now for both teams, and the Squatch still have that 2-1 lead after Gabe Springer came home just a few moments ago. And he is going to line that one straight to the shortstop as Dawson Barricani, able to take care of it for out number 3. But we still head to the top of the 8th, up 2-1. Squatch get that run right back and looking to keep it. We'll see if Dylan Ritchie comes back out of the mound once more. But we are still here. I'm Win Andrews alongside Keenan O'Brien, looking for the 5th series win in a row after a Game 2 win, hopefully tonight. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Squatch.
Walk through life. Every day is a new beginning. Shine your light. It's a day and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, let it take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? 'Cause every day is a new day. And everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together, 'cause it keeps getting better. Hey, it keeps getting better.
To the top of the 8th we go. Dylan Ritchie back out on the mound again, trying to take care of business and send us home winners, as there are only 2 more innings to go before the Squatch hopefully take Game 2 against the very talented Canyon County Spuds. As that was going to be a grounder up the middle. McHenry charging, throwing over to first for out number 1. Mason Levitt rushing down the first base line, but McHenry's throw makes it in time. As we were looking at the 6, 7, 8 guys tonight for the Spuds here in the 8th, which means we will see at least part of the top of the order in the 9th. Chase Burke, the center fielder, now stepping in. Ritchie got us out of a jam after leaving last inning with runners on. After Justin Mason got into a bit of a jam, Dylan Ritchie only gave up 1 run. And that one was inherited from Justin Mason, as that one is going to pop and fall into right field. Griffin Sheeran racing in on it as much as he could. Can't make the catch. A very, very hard one to make for a 1-out bloop single there from Chase Burke.
You know, as a pitcher and catcher duo right there, those kind of hits right there almost sting a little bit. more than an actual hard rope, you know. On those kind of hits, that batter gets lucky, and it's almost like he didn't work for it right there. So those pitches kind of hurt when that happens. So, but with him getting on here, we'll see for a steal here, and hopefully Davis can throw him out, show off that arm that supposedly has stronger than mine.
And Burke is going to try to steal, and that's going to be a high chopper next to Springer, and he's not going to be able to get his footing under him as he makes the throw to first. Not in time, as the runner is able to beat him out by a half step. That was Joshua Quinn. And so now runners on first and second. Gabe Springer made a great catch over his head. It was another high chopper. Gloved it perfectly, but lost his footing. Seemed to slide for a minute, a hesitation. And then the throw just late. And that will be a hit, a well-earned one, as it would have been a hard play for Gabe to make either way. Runners on first and second now, and you have to give the Spuds credit for fighting their way right back into it. As we said, a battle of very evenly matched teams on both ends. It is shaping up to be playoff atmosphere, and game two is showing all of that. That one's going to get off the backstop, and that is going to be a throwing error right past third base, and Gage Trott fires right back to Springer. So now a runner on third base, a runner comes home. This game is tied right back up after the throwing error from Carr behind the plate. Richie had a wild pitch, very hard fastball right off the backstop directly back to Davis, but he was unable to make the dart over to Springer at third. Falls into left field. Now 3 errors for the Sasquatch as this game is now tied again.
Smart play on Davis to turn and throw, but it's tough making those turn and throws with all that gear on, you know. Really can't get your feet set sometimes, so that wild throw kind of happens to get away from you time and time again. But good job on Davis to keep that heads up play. Wish that throw would have been on target for a nice play.
So that one is pulled just foul, luckily. Just a few inches to the left of the line, as it is a 1-1 count. So now a little more trouble than we anticipated and hoped for in the 8th, as this is a tied ball game, and Dawson Baracani is stepping back in. He's 0 for 2 tonight. There is a runner on third with just 1 out. Dylan Ritchie has his work cut out for him again, as the top of the lineup in Tyler Castelli is on deck. Baracani, big hack at that one for strike 2.
I'm gonna have to go with that was a slider right there. The way he swung at that did not look like a fastball was blowing him up on that, but that slider was really good. I'm gonna go with a really sharp one right there. Good pitch by Ritchie.
So Dylan ahead 1-2. Gonna have to throw him something good here. The pitch, and that one was way outside in the dirt. Great job of Davis again, keeping it in front of him. The Spuds have fired right back, as it is nearing the 9 o'clock hour here Mountain Time in Spearfish. It is shaped up to be another great ball game. And a swing and a miss there in the dirt, and the tag applied directly to Baracani. Carr able to get a piece of him for out number 2. So that's exactly the pitch you were looking for in that situation. Keeps the runner over at third base, and now 2 outs.
Great job by Davis right there, you know, letting a ball go by and then making 2 amazing blocks back to back. That's huge on his part to be able to bounce back and make those good blocks and get an out for Ritchie. It really sets up the defense well now. They can kind of relax. They don't really have to play in and worry about hot shots. They can kind of come get an easy hop and get an out at first.
And that one right off the edge of the bat for Tyler Castelli. He is the last call here in the 8th for these Spuds hitters. Either way, in the 9th, as some fireworks go off, I just don't even know where they're coming from anymore.
You know, last night they were right behind you guys. You were missing a great show.
Well, I was hearing every bit of it, as that one was going to be grounded over to Johnny. He fields it and throws over to first in time for out number 3. Great job from Damon Gaither to field it cleanly and get that ball out of the dirt for out number 3. So the Spuds charge right back. Pulling a run across in the top of the 8th is a 2-2 ball game, all tied up. That means, you know what that means, Keenan, right? We just have to fire right back as we did last inning. Could be a game of cat and mouse here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Headed to The bottom of the 8th, tied at 2. We'll be right back. So welcome back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Spuds have rallied back. It is a 2-2 ball game here in the late innings of tonight's game 2. And both teams are bringing out the firepower as Damon Gaither sends that one down the left field line and over the wall, just foul right to the left of the 330 pole. Gaither has so much power behind it and he almost landed one there. It was just a few feet to the left. Keenan, would you think that one was gone for a second? I saw you jump up.
To be honest, I didn't see that off the bat. You hopped up, I hopped up, and I was like, oh, hopefully he picks this up because I have no idea where this went. It was so hard off the bat. I was just kind of pretending like I saw that one.
Well, you know, it would have been a great one, great shot there to take this lead back because right now, these Sasquatch hitters, the 5, 6, 7 guys, are having to face off against Clay Rickerman. And as we said, they are bringing out the power guys in both bullpens. This is going to be a fun one, a fun finish to say the least. For the Spuds this season through his first 10 appearances, Rickerman has a .46 ERA. Wow, 19 in the third innings pitched, 21 strikeouts. He throws hard. And we see it right there, blows it right past Gaither on the fastball for strike 2. Count runs even now at 2. In his last appearance against the Big Sticks, Rickerman went 1 2/3, only giving up 1 hit and earning the save. Facing 8 batters. So this will be very interesting to see how this one ends up tonight. Gaither gets under that one, pulls it out of play. High pop fly out right behind us in the booth.
I saw that one.
You did see that one? Yeah.
I saw that one.
Landed in the parking lot somewhere.
Yep. Be interesting to see how Damon does on this pitch right here. It's a crucial pitch by this pitcher too, but 2-2 count. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to the heater there.
The 2-2. And Damon, a soft grounder right back to the mound. Rickerman throws over the underhand toss for out number 1. So that retires Damon Gaither. And now 1 out here in the 8th is going to bring up Griffin Sheeran. So, Keenan, obviously we were sitting here and we were enjoying the time having that 1-0 lead. We knew that it might not last forever. Hard to work with, especially in summer ball and against a team like the Spuds. But, you know, I'm glad to have you in the booth with me as we are encountering this together. A very fun game between both teams, and it is looking to be a fun ending to this one tonight in game 2. And both teams know the stakes, do they not?
I think so. There's a certain level of intensity on the field. Pre-game and BP. You can see it in the guys' eyes that we go out there and gonna compete today, whether it's a win-loss. I think the guys just kind of know it. And it's a different kind of ball game today, different kind of energy. It almost feels like springtime.
As Sheeran is going to get a barrel on it, but is just going to roll it down third base line. Next to Harrison Clark, third base coach for the Squatch.
I think he broke his bat on that one. The way he's
sounded
looking
like
at
it.
Yeah. I think he's going to go for a bomb bat now. It's tough when you break that bat like that. You build a relationship with those kind of bats, and when you break them, it's kind of hard to switch it up.
So now, Griffin is quickly behind 0-2. Hope he catches up to Rickerman. And he is going to ground that one softly to the shortstop. The routine glove and throw over to first for out number 2. So 2 ground ball outs back to back for Clay Rickerman. And he is an out away from getting out of the 8th inning. Cam Hoyland, the last hope now for us here in the 8th. Both teams battling it out. As we said, the stakes are very high. The Squatch are looking to really turn this season around the best way they can. Looking to win their 3rd game in a row, as well as their 5th series in a row if they win tonight. Meanwhile, the Spuds have lost 8 out of their last 10. They're on a 3-game losing streak right now. Looking to turn that around desperately here, as both of them are battling it out for playoff contention come August.
Great pitch right there. That was an outside fastball. Good job by Cam checking that off. This is going to be a great at-bat for Cam here. This is really going to help him shine. If he gets on base here, it'll be good for him. Good check on his part. Cam
did not go around.
No, he's been doing great today, so I wouldn't expect him not to get on base here. He's a threat to be content with, especially at the bottom of the lineup, really bringing the back half around for us. I love him down there.
Yeah, Cam has been locked into the plate as he is going to line that one right behind the infield, as that is going to be a bit of a jump for the shortstop too. We'll retire the side here as we head to the top of the 9th. All tied up at 2, folks. Hang on to your seatbelts. It is going to be a fun one and a fun finish tonight in game 2. Spuds and Squatch all tied up. Who will prevail? We'll find out very soon. We'll be right back with you. You're watching Squatch Baseball.
All Balanced Bookkeeping, located right here in Spearfish, is your go-to place for all of your bookkeeping needs. Serving Spearfish for over 2 years, we have over 30 years of bookkeeping experience and can take care of any office tasks, large or small. Contact us now to get in touch with one of our many experienced bookkeepers.
New games every month at the Lodge. We are constantly updating our gaming floor with the latest fun games to keep our guests entertained with new games every month. For the freshest selection of slot machines in town, make the Lodge at Deadwood your gaming destination. The locals' choice for gaming excitement with the newest games is the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. Do you know the locals' choice for gaming excitement? It's the Lodge at Deadwood Gaming Resort. With new games arriving every month, our selection of slot machines is the freshest in town. You can always find a game with our card tables open 24 hours a day. And parking is free and easy at the Lodge, with the area's largest free parking only steps away from our front door. Enjoy spacious and comfortable gaming at the Lodge at Deadwood, the locals' choice.
To the top of the 9th we go. Both the Squatch and the Spuds all tied up at 2, as it has been a defensive performance so far from both sides. Great starting pitching, great relief pitching as well. And offense doing just enough on both ends. Able to get 2 runs across for each team. And with the 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Spuds, the new pitcher on the mound for the Sasquatch has his work cut out for him. Stepping in is Lucas Danielowitz. I am Win Andrews alongside Keenan O'Brien here in the 9th. And we were talking about the new pitcher on the mound. He is new, very new. This is Dylan Womble in his first appearance for the Sasquatch this year from Texas, and plays at Capital University. And we were talking about how this is his first appearance. In fact, he got in today. Rolled into Spearfish this afternoon and has been tossed out in the 9th inning in a 2-2 ball game. Nicky Winterstein wanting to see what Womble has up his sleeve. And it will be very interesting against Danielowitz, Tyler Stone, and Peyton Flynn. All very powerful hitters in the Spuds lineup. 2 balls, 1 strike. And that one finds the zone strike too. Keenan, what are we thinking right now?
You know, I got a chance to talk to him before the game. He's an interesting kid. He's awesome. So I'm not sure what he has in his arsenal. I would assume he has a fastball, curveball, maybe a changeup, maybe a slider. Again, it's hard to tell up here. Maybe it looked like a curveball, but I'm expecting a fastball here.
And the payoff pitch is going to be lifted out high towards right center. Griffin Sheeran cutting it off for out number 1. So after a few balls, Womble was able to get back into that count and forced Lucas to pop one out deep towards right center. And excuse me, this is Dylan Womble. Nope, not Dylan, Joey Womble. There have been a few naming errors tonight, my apologies. Going back and forth between rosters, and Joey is not currently on the active one after he just got in today. And that is going to be a liner from Tyler Stone straight to Bachman. A 1-hopper right at Ryan's glove. He's unable to come up with it, and it's going to fall into right field. So a 1-out single now for Tyler. Brings up Peyton Flynn, the 3rd baseman.
You know, nowadays so many new names come into play in this. It's kind of hard to know who's who. I get names mixed up left and right, but I think you're doing a good job today. So,
I appreciate it.
Wouldn't stress too much about it.
1 on, 1 out. For Flynn, Jeremy Keller on deck.
Shouldn't see this runner move too much to the 4-hole hitter. So I'm expecting a nice easy rollover double play. Johnny to Bachman to Damon here.
Would be nice, and what we're actually seeing is Gabe Garrett. We just keep going deeper and deeper into the rabbit hole, don't we? Back and forth. We saw Garrett a couple of innings ago. He was pinch hitting for Peyton Flynn. After Flynn was struggling a bit here in game 2, Gabe has taken over, and he now stands at the plate in a 1-1 count, as that one is going to find a hole and trickle into left field. So runners now on 1st and 2nd. Gabe Garrett does his job, puts it in play, and stands over at first base, as there is another threat now for Joey Womble.
You know, coming off an airplane then straight here, you know, that's tough for him. So, you know, let's see how he handles the rest of the game. Either way, that's something hard to do like that. Traveling all the way from Texas, and then coming off the plane and getting hot for the first game. It's impressive.
A lot of moving parts in one day, I'm sure, for Joey, as that one is fouled off. We're right next to the concession stand. So we look at the board now. 10 hits for the Spuds. They have been putting in play, but only 2 runs have crossed. Similar story for the Squatch. Only 6 hits and 2 runs have crossed, but 3 errors for Spearfish to this point. And one of them was very costly, as a run came home from 3rd for Canyon County.
The more errors you have, it's harder to come back from, and that's what almost makes you lose the games like that. You gotta limit those errors game to game and inning to inning. So us having 3 errors, it's not good for us, and that's probably why we have a tie ball game here. You know, you limit those errors to maybe 1 or even 2, we'd still be in this. So.
And we have played a lot better brand of baseball in terms of errors. As there's a swing and a miss there. Big cut from Jeremy Keller. As Womble is ahead 1-2.
That looked like a curveball low there, so I'm expecting either another one go back to that same pitch or a fastball inside.
The 1-2. Keller holds back.
He definitely went. Oh.
As I was looking at that, yeah. Usually they made the appeal over to the second base ump, and I figured that he did not go around. It is a 2-2 count. Keller gets another shot with runners on first and second and only one out. Womble's pitch. And that was going to be lifted into shallow foul territory. And Damon Gaither almost making a basket catch over his head. Had to cover a lot of ground in a very short amount of time. Unable to do so. Making the catch. So we'll try again, 2-2.
On those plays over there, you know, as a first baseman, you almost want to kind of let those drop. You know, the runner on second base tagging up, you know, even though he's a bigger guy, he can still get to there. It's a hard throw for Damon to make a catch, plant the back foot, then throw off of it. So I think that's a smart play on his part, not catching that. You know, even though we need those outs, I'd rather have the base runners at first and second rather than first and third in scoring position. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do here. Get another strikeout or maybe a ground ball.
We'll see what Womble has in store. The 2-2 outside. Ball 3. You do not want to give Keller a free pass. That's going to bring up Mason Levitt as he sits in the on-deck circle. He's had himself a night as well. As the man on the on-deck circle is 2 for 4. Joey's payoff pitch, and that one is going to be hit high. Mile high for Ryan Bachman, and makes the catch for out number 2 right on the infield. So big pitch there as Keller and Womble were battling back and forth, seeing who would budge first, and luckily Joey wins that round as we are an out away from getting out of the 9th.
Not the play I drew up there.
No, not the play, but still good results nonetheless.
100%. You know, I'll take that any day of the week. A nice infield fly for Bachman. Gotta like it, so we can get this man right here.
Which is Mason Levitt. Runners on first and second still, and a foul tip right into the glove of Carr.
Those are always fun to catch, you know, helping your pitchers out, especially on a 0-2 count or a 1-2 or even a 3-2. Catching that off of a foul tip, that's a huge. That gives the team momentum being back there.
So 2 outs, the 0-1 to Levitt, who is batting .314 on the year. Dangerous hitter up at the plate. And Joey Womble being forced into all of it on day 1. You gotta love that coaching style from Nicky Winterstein, though. It's very bold, very, very bold to say the least, but just really shows the confidence, and I'm sure that Womble appreciates it right off the bat, being thrown into a situation like this.
100%. You know, it allows Nicky to see what this guy has. It allows him to see what kind of grit he's going to bring into the game. As he strikes him out on a high fastball, man, what a good pitch. Couldn't have called it any better from Davis.
Exactly. That's what Womble has right there. High fastball, swing and a miss to take care of the Spud hitters headed to the bottom of the 9th. A tied ball game, hopefully not for long, as we are trying to walk this one off in game 2 and take this series. We'll be right back with you in just a few moments to see how the Squatch fare against this great Spuds pitching. Squatch all tied up with Canyon County 2-2. We'll be right back headed to the bottom of the 9th. So here in the bottom of the ninth alongside, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Keenan O'Brien. I'm a catcher for the Spearfish Sasquatch, along with playing first base and a little bit of DH. And
as you were in the booth tonight, experimenting to see how that's going, you're doing a great job so far, Keenan.
I appreciate it. Maybe I'll take it up sometime as a side hobby, coming back maybe after my career's done in baseball.
That'll be fun. I'm Win Andrews alongside Keenan as we are here in the bottom of the ninth, looking to walk this one off, and there's a good start as Davis Carr puts it in play, lines it right up the middle. So a leadoff ninth inning single for Davis Carr, putting it in play. That's going to roll it over as Gage Crott is coming up, and you know who is next on board in the on-deck circle? Gabe Springer. If Gage were to advance Carr or get on first base, or heck, even better than that, do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
To advance these runners, we are feeling good. We are sitting pretty in a tied ball game, all up at 2. We will explain the extra inning rules if we have to reach them, but hopefully we do not have to do that tonight. We're hoping to get this thing done right here, right now.
Davis was due for that hit right there, you know, and it couldn't have come at a better time for him. Stepping up in a really big role right there, and having. So I'm hoping with Gage's speed, I'm hoping we can see a bunt down the third base line or even up the first base line, drawing that first baseman here. Oh, as he does it, that is down. Uh-oh.
And that was a high bunt attempt right off the top of the bat, or the bottom of the bat, excuse me. And that one was going to get Davis Carr out at second base after the throw from the pitcher, able to field it cleanly and throws back. And Gage will be safe over at first, but that is the first out of the inning. Davis Carr out at second. So not the bunt attempt that Gage was looking for there, just a bit high. Saved him some time, but Davis probably was not sure if that one was going to be caught or not. Had to keep his distance from first base.
Yeah, as a base runner there, you really got to be careful on how far you get off on those kind of plays. I mean, I had a play the other day where a guy bunted it foul almost on a suicide squeeze, and I got lucky and dove and caught it. And if that runner gets too far off, that's a chance for a double play, and that's not what we need here in the bottom of the ninth. So it was a smart base running decision by Davis, and replacing him at Gage with the speed that he has, I almost say that's a better combo. Even Gabe at the plate here.
Yeah, Gabe Springer up now, leading off tonight, and there's reason why. He has improved his batting average all the way to 260, as he was batting below the Mendoza line earlier this year. Has made quite the quick turnaround as a hitter like he does. He is 2 for 3 on the night, another multi-hit game for him. He's had plenty of those. As Gage, a very quick runner over at first base. Luckily it was a bunt, and we still have a runner on first. No double play turned whatsoever. So we are still okay. Gabe just has to put it in play, and you feel good about where we're standing right now. 1 out, 1 on in the ninth, as that one is going to be hit into left field. Gage is going to try for third base, and he is going to slide head first. Runners on the corners after the relay throw, and the shortstop catches it, bobbles it, unable to try to make the throw to third. So Gabe Springer keeps it up, 3 for 4, putting it in play.
Wow,
finding that gap into left center.
What a call by Gage, going to first to third on that. That is a dangerous play. I mean, if he gets out there on third, that's only a 2 out. That's 2 outs with runner on first. Not the ideal situation. Now brings up a hot hitter, Ryan Bachman, one of my favorite players to play with at second base. You know, throwing down to that kid. Couldn't receive balls cleaner at second base. It's always a fun playing with that kid.
So here we are, Keenan. Hopefully you being in the booth as a player is going to help us again tonight, as we have some very good luck whenever we bring players here with us. Ryan Bachman stepping up, runners on first and third with only 1 out, and Ryan is trying to put it in play. Get it deep enough somewhere to send Gage home. Doesn't take much. Gage is very speedy and very heads-up base running by him, not even slowing down, turning around second.
No, but, you know, I don't know how you're talking right now. I mean, I'm so locked in. I don't even know what to say. You know, I feel the tension all the way up here, even though I'm not in the dugout. So,
and Bachman is going to square it up, pulls it, just foul, grounding down the third base line next to the Spuds dugout. A 1-2 count, an 0-2 count now, excuse me, as Rickerman is way ahead. We have Johnny on the on-deck circle, and Nikki Winterstein, the interim head coach, hovering right next to him. We are hoping for a walk-off in game 2 tonight.
Ryan just really got to settle his breath here as a player. In this situation, you can't get too big. You got to stay within yourself. Can't do too much here. Just something through the infield would be great. Staying on the double play option.
And that one is going to be hit out towards right field. And he is going to drop the ball as Gage Crott comes home easily. And the Squatch walk it off in game 2 to take this series. Ryan Bachman, the hero of the 9th inning, the cooler, over Ryan over at first base. A 3-2 game as the Squatch win their 5th series in a row due to some late inning heroics from the bottom of the Squatch lineup, and rounding it out with Ryan Bachman. He hit one high right up into right field, and it seemed to be a routine play, but the right fielder was not concentrated, focused on Crott at third to see if he would run home. He did, but the right fielder dropped the ball easily, making it a no contest there for Gage, as he is able to take home. And the Squatch have won another, their 3rd game in a row, and the Spuds fall another in a row. So now they will be ready as they are about to have a team congregation over near first base. Keenan, we're sorry you're not there with them. You're with us in the booth instead.
That's all right. Couldn't have asked for a better night. You know, a walk-off on tonight. It's such a special night for us. You know, we're wearing these special jerseys for Grayson, and for a walk-off like that, couldn't ask for a better night for him. I'm so beyond proud of this team and how they played today. And to do it on a special night like this for a kid who has been just fighting tooth and nail, couldn't ask for a better fight, you know. I think it really represents how much we care and how much he cares for us and being here every day. I don't think there's a bigger Sasquatch fan in this stadium or lifetime rather than Grayson. That kid is something special. I got to talk to him before the game, and you know how much love he shares with us, and all of the smiles he brings to the team. It's something special. I've never seen it before, and I love it.
Well, that's awesome. You know, going gold for Grayson here in game 2, and as you said, Grayson, probably the biggest Sasquatch fan known to man, and he was able to watch a show put on by the Sasquatch. Walk-off victory, our 1st of the year. So very exciting times here as the Squatch take game 2, 3-2. It was back and forth all night. Great pitching from both sides. The offense doing just enough on both ends. But luckily for us, the Sasquatch able to come out on top as they win their 3rd in a row. And as we said a few minutes ago, we will have a quick post game in just a few seconds as the Squatch head back. We're about to have a jersey auction as all proceeds from these jerseys being sold will go directly to Grayson and his family and support. So just a great purpose overall, a great mission, and we are so glad that you have been here to join us here in game 2. Squatch win their 5th series in a row. Can't get much hotter than that, Keenan.
No, I cannot. I just want to say thank you for having me up here. It was such a blast being up here. Different view of the game. And man, you do a great job up here, so I'm excited to help commentate and add some color to you. And it's been fun.
My friend, you are welcome back in the booth at any point in time. I appreciate the support. You had some great calls yourself tonight, so always a good time with first baseman / catcher Keenan O'Brien, able to do a little bit of everything and a very essential point in this Sasquatch lineup, night in and night out. But we thank you for being in the booth with us, Keenan. Go down and sign some autographs for these kids. It is a great night, and a great night for a walk-off on July 5th. A beautiful win tonight for the Sasquatch. We will see you later, Keenan. Thank you for everything.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. So, Squatch Nation, in just a few minutes, we will be right back with you for a quick post-game. We will not be having a post-game with the players as they will be actively involved with the jersey auction in just a few moments. But at the end of the day, the Squatch take game 2 and win this series against our friends from Idaho with a 3-2 ball game tonight in walk-off fashion. Can't ask for much better. A great night for baseball, and the good guys won. So, in just a few moments, we'll be back with a quick post-game recap. And outside of that, we will have a 6:35 first pitch in Game 3 tomorrow, as we're trying to be greedy. We look to sweep the Spuds tomorrow. That would be very convincing fashion. We hope for the best. After tonight's win would be great. So in just a few moments, we'll be right back with you. Spuds fall to the Sasquatch 3-2. As Spearfish wins their third in a row. We'll be right back with you. So welcome back, folks, after the Squatch have a wild walk-off victory here in Game 2 against the Canyon County Spuds. I am Win Andrews, your voice of the Sasquatch. Unfortunately for us, we do not have a player in the booth tonight as they are all actively participating in the jersey auction down there for Going Gold for Grayson Knight. As Keenan O'Brien with us in the booth just a few minutes ago told us a little bit more about that. And we are so happy to have Grayson with us tonight, and we gave him a great win tonight. Our first walk-off of the year. He had quite the show to watch. So a great night overall as the offense and the defense for the Sasquatch found a way to win. 3 errors defensively for the Sasquatch, but that is the sign of a good team. Getting hot at the right time, being able to overcome multiple errors, putting it in play as much as possible, and still finding a way to win. Even if it is a walk-off in the 9th off of a pop fly, Ryan Bachman, with runners on first and third, was able to put a sac fly out into right field and send Gage Crott home to finish this game in a 3-2 win. Very convincing fashion for the Sasquatch, as there was a great start on the mound from Ethan Stady for the Sasquatch, going 5 innings of scoreless ball, as well as the man on the mound for, as we are having something over there, excuse me, as we are having a few technical difficulties. But outside of that, a big performance on the mound tonight from the Spuds pitcher, the starting pitcher. He had a great night. But outside of that, the Sasquatch were still able to come out on top. And it was a very exciting night for sure, as the Squatch win another, including their 5th series in a row, and the Spuds fall 1 more game behind. If we win tomorrow and we sweep the series against the Spuds, we will be a half game ahead of them in the division. So a lot of playoff implications. Felt like a playoff game tonight, by all means. So a very fun one tonight. We were glad that you were able to join it with us. So outside of that, Gabe Springer had a 3-for-4 night, leading off for the first time in a while for the Sasquatch, as he has another multi-hit game to add to his resume. So I am Win Andrews, your voice of the Squatch. We have a 6:35 first pitch tomorrow in Game 3. So get your brooms out. The Squatch are getting ready to go for a sweep. We hope that is the case. I'll be right back with you tomorrow on the call, 6:35 as we said. Going to be a fun one between two very evenly matched teams. So outside of that, I am Wayne Andrews, your voice of the Squatch once again. So happy you're here with us tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.